I want to do a podcast about films.
I'm not stopping you. Actively facilitating you, if anything.
Oh, all right. That was easy.
You're easy.
And?
I'm just saying, you'd have a go at the Cadbury's bunny, and mentions of Jessica Rabbit are never far behind.
Behind. Tailman, is it?
Yeah, anyway. Movies.
Yeah, how was it for you?
Complicated, one-paced, and ultimately unsatisfying.
The film or, the sex life?
Forget it, Si. It's Chinatown.
Hello and welcome to Movie the Needle, a podcast where a pair of amateurs haphazardly dissect a film that one of us likes and one, well, not so much. My name's Simon, and I'm in our shed with my good friend Carl, where we'll be explaining our opposing viewpoints and seeing whether we can movie the needle for one another. This week, it's a 1974 Roman Polanski movie as he directs Jack Nicholson as a private detective hired to expose an adulterer in the 1930s Los Angeles and finds himself caught up in a web of deceit, corruption, and murder. Nose bandages and water politics ensues. It's Chinatown!
I've got a question for you.
Ooh, hit me.
How many times do you think you've masturbated to Miriam Margolyes?
I could count it on one hand.
Are you sure?
Why?
Because I recall that you said one of your first crushes was on the Cadbury's bunny.
Oh shit, that voice?
Yes.
Oh, that's upsetting.
I found this out the other day. I was like, Simon, you dog.
That's upsetting.
Yeah.
Oh.
So there you go. I want you to think about...
That's a lot more challenging.
Yeah. Well, it's not the toughest one you've ever
That's
had on the show.
challenging.
Yeah. But yeah, I want you to think about that next time you see the Cadbury's bunny.
Wow, that's got to be one of the biggest differences between voice and appearance.
But on the other hand, she's like headstrong. She's got a bit about her,
Sure.
Yeah? No, you're not.
Yeah, as long as she's strong in the head department, that's fine.
Yeah. Yeah. Other stuff I've noticed. The hot piss chat on my podcast rotation has died down now.
Well, that's good.
But it does mean I think we've missed the boat on that.
Do you not? Is it not already?
I think our episodes were coming
We've not
out
released
too.
it. I feel like about an.
Yeah, I think we missed the boat. So we need to identify the next trend
Ahead of time.
Well, ideally,
Be the trend.
But we've really got to move quicker, whatever it is.
Okay.
Maybe we
just
can
do
guess.
a special episode where we just talk about something random. Hot piss. What?
Yeah, yeah. I don't know. Maybe we'll just guess. Maybe we could start recording these sections in the week.
Just insert them into
and then insert them into the previously recorded film.
It's actually
section.
a solid idea.
Yeah.
To be fair.
And then we could be all right. Now let's listen back to our Chinatown.
You make the chit chat current.
Yeah. Might have happened upon something there.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
And it will help us, as you say, keep up with the hot piss. So that's good. What else have I got here? Oh, yeah. My eldest asked me yesterday.
Yeah.
Bit of philosophy from her.
Oh.
She said, if you punch yourself and it hurts, are you strong or are you weak?
You're stupid.
Well, we did decide that she was physically strong and mentally weak. So that's the way we sent her away with that.
Okay, good. Good.
Don't know quite how that's affected her well-being.
And also a bit stupid.
Yeah. Maybe I should double down with that.
Yeah.
I've had some more feedback, love. You're not just mentally weak, you're stupid as well, Simon says. Yeah, I see she takes that.
That's good. Good line. I like it.
Yeah, there we go. I'm surprised you didn't mention neo-noir in your intro.
Neo-noir. Oh, that is wanky. I like that.
That's what I mean. I think that's what it is, but it would have been a term you could throw in to suggest that we might know what we're talking about. Well, it's because we don't know what we're doing, isn't it?
Well, and also that's not how IMDb described it in its little
Is it not?
No.
Yeah.
That was pretty much word for word as it had it.
Fair enough.
Time. Sometimes I adapt them. I want to get in some of those wanky words, but not this time. Not this time, I'm afraid.
Fair enough.
Hey, Bond fanboy.
Oh, no, not straight in with this.
Oh, yes, please. A couple of bits of Bond-related nonsense that I want to run past you. Firstly, because I'm doing this chronologically of when I saw this, and I'm sure I already know what your reaction is, but I'd like to get it on record. So, popped up on my Instagram feed from Pulp Kitchen podcast, where they proposed as an outside bet for someone who they think maybe the next James Bond, or could be the next James Bond, because they might be potentially good and also available based solely on the fact that he has no upcoming projects listed on his IMDb and is kind of hot right now. Harris Dickinson. What do you think, Carl? Harris Dickinson, James Bond?
I don't know what they would have seen him in to think that he was suitable for the role. I mean, I've only seen him in two things: Triangle of Sadness.
I watched the trailer for Triangle of Sadness to try and get my memory going. Couldn't remember it, but he was in it, and he's kind of looking like a model-y kind of
he's playing
vibe.
a vapid model.
Yeah,
it's completely not going to be a testing ground for a James Bond type character, right? That's before we get onto is he any good or not, right? It's not.
They were also saying he's at the right level of famous as well, where he's not quite taken off into the stratosphere. He's been in some things, but not loads of things. He's like,
I mean, that's all reasonable, but it's not going to be fucking useless, is it? So
you wouldn't like Harris Dickinson as Jimbo?
I don't know what you could have seen. And this could be my failing because I haven't seen him in anything more than those two. But I don't know what you could have seen that would suggest to you he's in any way, shape or form even remotely suitable for that role.
Maybe wore tux once.
Yeah, do you think it could be? Yeah.
That's basically it. Second bit of Bond news, bigger because it's actual news rather than conjecture. The Bond cinematic universe is coming, Carl.
Yes.
You know it's going to happen, don't you? Broccoli's out.
Yeah, I mean, it is going to happen because...
MGM Amazon are in.
Yeah.
Creative control. Oh, we're going to have... You know what we're going to have? Moneypenny spin-off.
Yep.
Lighter spin-off.
Yep.
Judi Dench M origin story.
Yep.
Young Bond. He'll be there. It's all going to be there. There can be TV series. There's going to be films every year, 3 times a year maybe. Who knows? So you must love it as a fanboy. That sounds awesome for you, right?
Yeah. I was reminded of the TV versus movie question in our mailbag. Who asked that? Is that Kiara?
Kira. And I don't know. Yeah, maybe Kira.
Butcher a very simple name there. Good.
It's fine. If you call her Sierra, it's even worse.
Sierra. Oh, yeah. There's a K, though.
It's a C.
Oh, is it a C? I'm sure you put it in the pod notes as a K before.
Let's say I didn't.
Yeah, fair enough.
But anyway.
I was reminded of that question, to which I'm sure there's an answer, but I sort of rather clumsily didn't give an answer because I was sort of saying it's not really the point because they're different, they're structured differently, how we consume them is different, and therefore our enjoyment comes in a different way. I don't think we've discussed this on the pod before, but Leslie Nielsen talks about this with Naked Gun versus Police Squad. And he said one of the reasons Police Squad didn't work and was cancelled after the first season is because of the nature of the humour. It required audiences' attention, which you do not get in the same way on a TV show because they're usually just popping it on and they're sitting down, there's other stuff going on or whatever. It's just something you do at the end of the day. Versus a movie, which is an event thing. You sit down, you're going to give it your undivided attention. And that's what I think this is going to be. You're going to get basically a load of shit TV programs that are only going to create problems for when the main event comes along. With, when we actually get a Bond film. You're going to have extended bits of lore that just didn't exist that we've now got to fit into.
And also, there'll be the great thing of a character with a mysterious background. That'll be gone. That'll be explained.
Yeah. Yeah, if not before, well, don't you worry about it. That'll be the next limited show that comes, So, somebody's going to enjoy all of those things because they're going to be really, really thirsty. But it brought it into focus for me how much I prefer movies to TV. And whether one's better than the other is not the point. It's just how you consume them and what that does. Yeah.
What's the reaction been like on the Bond fanboy Reddit?
Listen, I don't read that shit. I've only consumed 3 or 4 podcasts on this. No, I've listened to a couple of things. Largely not good because people are fearful that, the event piece, the prestige bit that is the film is going to get trampled on. Let's not forget, there are books.
Yeah.
There is
new
a...
books.
a James Bond Jr. cartoon that was around in the...
There's a young James Bond book.
Yeah, they're still right. Well, and there's another author that is writing old James Bond.
Charlie Higson, I think. Charlie
Higson does the young Bond stuff.
Yeah.
So there is already a sort of extended universe, right? But none of that really touches.
Not canon.
Yeah, exactly. None of it really touches your prestige piece, your movies. So there's a lot of people scared for that. The other side of it is some people are just like, we haven't had anything in like 7 years.
It's going to nearly be the longest.
Yeah, so at least we'll get something. Because, No Time to Die.
You're still not going to get anything for the next 2 years. Right?
I don't know when it came out.
You're not going to get anything this year.
But it was delayed a couple of years because of the pandemic and stuff. So, it was filmed like in 2018 or something. No, was it filmed in 2017? Did they finish wrapping it then? Anyway, long time. So there is a bit of a mix. But, yeah, mostly people are worried about what it's going to do to the films, which is, something I share.
There we go. This is going to be completely out of date by the time this actually airs. But we've talked about other awards, so I figured we'd talk about the BAFTAs as well. The BAFTA winners are out, the major BAFTA winners. I called it Conclave. I said on a random Bluesky post I could see Conclave doing well at BAFTAs. Won Best Film.
I know, it's surprising that.
Could see it coming. Seemed like a BAFTA-y kind of film. British as well.
Yeah, so maybe it'll top out there and it won't carry that
can't
on
see
into
it,
the Oscars.
Yeah, still can't see it going through to the Oscars, which you can check out our predictions on one of our special... Oh, it wasn't a special episode. Well, it kind of was a special episode. It's on our regular feed.
Yeah.
It's all in the same feed anyway. Doesn't matter. Go listen to it. Thanks. Yeah. We got a little game out of predictions, so actually the results are probably in your feed now as well by this point.
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
So listen to that as well.
Yeah. I was going to say what a pro, but God, I didn't have stuff over that.
Professionally shit. That's what I was. Mikey Madison got the Best Actress.
Yeah, I can't remember exactly what I picked there, but
I think you said that she could.
Yeah, I can see it.
Yeah. Adrian Brody, Best Actor, which I think we both predicted. Yeah. Zoe Saldana, Supporting, which I predicted for the Oscars. Kieran Culkin continues his pretty much clean sweep.
Yeah.
And then director was Brady Corbett for The Brutalist.
I think, didn't Conclave win at the SAG-AFTRA?
It won Best Ensemble.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, which is the big award, apparently. That's like the one that people want because it's about screen actors, right? So they want the one that's
makes
all about
sense.
them. I like that award, though. I think that's a good...
In fact, didn't we call it out last week?
Yeah.
As an award.
Yeah.
Obviously, we wouldn't have known who won it at that point. But...
No. But I guess you have like Best Casting and some other awards, right? Which is kind of similar in a way. I guess you can't win Best Casting if the actors performed shittily in it. So I guess that's kind of saying Best Ensemble. But
yeah.
What else has been going on in your life, Carl, apart from coughing up a lung every 30 seconds or so?
Well, I've watched some movies. And what was it you said to me when we were off air?
How many have you got?
You better not have loads.
You may not have loads. It just makes me look bad.
Yeah. I mean, it's been a couple of weeks since we recorded one of these.
I know, but the people don't know that.
No, and you've been a bit busy. I've been less busy.
And ill.
And
illness is a great
ill,
time to watch movies.
Exactly. I've just been watching a load of films.
I'm sometimes praying just for a light illness.
Yeah. So, including this one, I've watched 16 films.
Fuck off.
Yeah. What about you? How many have you watched?
4.
Look, it's not a competition, but I won.
If it was.
Yeah. All right, let me blast through a few and then
that's like one a day.
Over to you.
Every day, pretty much, since we last recorded. Impressive.
Yeah. So a couple of them I've watched for an upcoming Oscars episode we'll be doing.
Oh, you must be nearly through all them.
Yeah, not so far off. So they were Little Women and Promising Young Woman.
Oh, just very quickly, Promising Young Woman. Did you like it?
No.
Really?
No.
Really?
It annoyed me. I liked it at first, very, very sort of mildly.
Yeah.
And then I started writing my review, and I was like, oh, actually, it's a bit annoying.
Really? Ooh.
And then I finished writing my review. I read some other reviews, and then I sat on it for a couple of days and had to go back and no, I don't like it. It's annoyed me.
Interesting.
I've
not seen Little Women, but we'll talk about that at a later date. I will be watching it soon.
So some rewatches.
Yep.
Hairspray, which I've seen once upon a time.
Okay. It's not very
2007.
Recent, yeah.
Obviously not my choice.
This is with the kids.
Yeah.
Okay.
They like
Fine.
that.
You like a good musical?
Oh, yeah. Big into musicals, me. Yeah. Scarface.
Oh, okay.
Love that shit, man.
Yeah.
One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest.
One of my favourites of all time.
Yeah, it's been a long time since I watched that. Really, really liked that.
Was this in a Nicholson phase because you watched Chinatown?
Yeah, it was after Chinatown. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that was good.
It's so good. It's one of those I could watch over and over and over.
Ice Station Zebra.
What? I don't even... What?
It's like a 60s submarine thriller. Hey, a submarine one.
He's back on the submarines, baby. He loves a bit of seaman.
Kick. Yeah, like I say, these are all rewatches. Like that film, very good. Patrick McGowan is in that. The African Queen, which is a Humphrey Bogart one.
Ooh.
Have you seen that?
No.
It's good. I've always liked that.
Okay.
And then I think there's one more. No, that's my rewatches.
That's your rewatches.
So what have you watched?
So all 4 of mine. Oh no, 3 of mine are rewatches. So I'll do my 3 rewatches. So I finally got around to rewatching Sunshine. Danny Boyle.
Oh yeah, never seen it.
You've never seen it?
No.
You should watch it. You'll hate it. So it's one I've been meaning to watch for a while. A lot to like in the first 2/3. Does make a decision for the final third. Goes in a particular direction. I think it gets some credit for going there. Largely gets away with it, but I probably would have preferred it didn't. Chris Evans is very good in it. Cillian Murphy too. Rose Byrne. First time I've watched a movie with her and I've gone like, oh, she's good. Not saying she's been bad in anything, but actually like, ooh, you can act. So yeah, really caught the eye from acting perspective from that. And then a couple of classics.
Oh, interesting.
One of them is a classic. It's part of the classics collection. Jurassic Park. So these next 3 were at friend of the pod Will's birthday celebrations. So projector, inflatable screen, big speakers.
Yeah, I saw the setup. That looked fun.
Inflatable sofas. Yeah, it was good.
Jurassic Park's a solid choice as well.
Yeah, so started with E.T. To begin with. For the kids, I was in tears. That's good.
I just confess something to you.
You've not seen E.T.?
I've seen E.T.
Oh, right. You didn't like E.T.?
It's
Kind
of a meh.
Oh, get on this. Well, get on this because that's a 5-star for me. That's top notch. Well, yeah, I'd love to talk about E.T. Brilliant. I won't go into too much detail, but yeah, even the Henry Thomas as Elliot as the kid does some actual great child acting opposite E.T. and gets that emotional heft in there. Effects are great too.
I'll be the judge of that.
I was a wreck by that point. So, and then Jurassic Park, as I said,
quality.
You can never get tired of watching Jurassic Park.
Yeah, it's great.
It's just so good. We've talked about it plenty before. It's just great. And then my one new film that I'd not seen before was Cannibal, the musical. So this is Trey Parker and Matt Stone. Matt Stone, is that right? Yeah. South Park guys.
Yeah.
They made it when they were at university.
Right.
It has no right to be as good as it is, really. I was laughing all over the shop. It's obviously, it's competently
they
made
know what
and
they're
stuff,
doing,
but
don't
it's but it's clearly done, on the cheap.
Yeah.
And granted, I was pretty tired by this point after an all day of celebrating.
Yeah.
But I thought it was great. Yeah.
Very good.
I enjoyed it a lot. Lots of laugh out loud moments. Surprisingly catchy songs.
Yeah. Oh, you do like songs.
The sky is blue and all the trees are green. The sun's as warm as a baked potato. I mean, it's just fantastic.
Yeah, good. Right. Sounds like I'll hate it.
No, you'll like it because you quite like South Parky stuff, right?
Yeah, don't mind. Not my favourite.
It's kind of like stupid.
thing.
It's full of silliness.
I do quite like Team America.
Oh, yeah. You'll get involved.
Don't mind the old basketball either.
I think I've seen basketball.
Yeah. But then, I sort of watch those at the right time, so who knows now. But, yeah, don't mind them. All right, okay.
What's your newbies?
So, newbies, yeah, quite a few. On the Road, which is a film with Kristen Stewart in, I think she's the most famous person in that has a big part. Viggo Mortensen's in it. He has a bit part.
Is it a sequel to The Road?
No, it's another one of these
challenging sequel.
It's another one of these sort of wanky coming of age type things. It follows a poet
Kristen
writer
Stewart
called
loves it, doesn't
Jack
she? She's always in it.
Crouch or something like
Kristen Stewart.
Yeah, I always get that mixed up. I probably said it wrong.
Kristen Stewart. Kirsten Stewart? Kristen Stewart. Let's go Kristen.
But really, really bad. I was very disappointed in that.
Oh, really? Mm.
It was just, I've got a lot of time for vibes, right?
Yeah.
But it was just wanky. It was too wanky. And the characters were too dislikable. And to be fair, I read about the author, because it's based on a pretty autobiographical account of this author's real life. And he said when he wrote the book, he couldn't understand why he wrote this book of all the detestable things that he'd done, and he couldn't understand why he was lauded instead of being denounced.
Right.
But seemingly the filmmakers didn't get the memo either, because they sort of,
Made it
I would
hateful.
say they come down on the wrong side of that. Did not like that. Really disappointing. 6 Days, 7 Nights.
Now that does ring a bell.
It's got your boy, Mr. Olo, in it.
Oh,
Harrison
Plane
Ford.
Crash.
Yes,
With
yes.
blonde, short-haired,
And
blonde,
Hesh.
and Hesh.
And
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, I think I saw that at the cinema.
1998 that came out.
I think I might have seen that at the cinema.
Very good.
But I've seen that at the cinema in 98. 13. Oh, why would I have seen that at the cinema? That'd be worrying.
I don't know, because it is kind of pitched as a sort of rom-com
Yeah.
type
13
thing.
would I have done that? Maybe.
It's a very good Friday night popcorn film, I would say. Then I watched... oh, no, this was after we did The Mosquito. Oh, no, The Mosquito Coast is in this week as well. The Mosquito Coast. Another one, your boy, Mr. Olo, another Hans.
All right, it gets around.
Yeah. This time he didn't so much crash Caribbean island as to take his family off there and rebel against consumerism.
Is this an older, newer?
Yeah, that one was 1980.
Okay. So
Was it even like 78? There's a lot of Into the Wild about that. But there's a crucial difference I found was, whereas I thought, and this was kind of backed up on something I read about the way Sean Penn saw Into the Wild as well, by the way. Whereas I thought Into the Wild was glamorising, what's his name, McCandless, as we took to calling him. This one is pretty clear who the problem is in the movie, and it's Harrison Ford with his stupid dreams and ruining it for his family. So a lot more palatable in that sense. But that was okay. That was all right.
was this part of a Harrison Ford little run? Was this the
It was
theme?
part of. You remember my
I'm-
Chat GPT suggestions of trying to find
Yes.
these sort of road movie type, travel type things, and Chat GPT just fucking made one up.
Yes.
Well, this was part of that. Now, one I wish it had made up was a film called Club Paradise,
Right.
which is Robin Williams, right?
okay, yeah.
Who retires as some worker in the States and goes to open a bar.
Sounds solid.
In the Caribbean. You think this is
Great
the film?
premise.
This is going to be what we wanted Cocktail to be, right? It's just really shit. He's absolutely phoning it in, is Robin Williams, bless him. It's really disappointing.
Did he manage to cure someone of a serious illness by just feeling their
No,
pulse?
it's better than that. He got wrapped up in a civil war and sorted all that out.
Oh, well done him.
Not a joke. The Burnt Orange Heresy.
I honestly don't even know.
We don't need to talk about that. It's shite.
Right.
Well,
I like these don't just filter out the shite. No, you just keep watching
so
them.
somebody might have seen it, and by somebody, I mean maybe Will.
Yeah, maybe.
And then at some point he might go, "Yeah, I've seen that. I love
Shite.
it," or "It's shite," you know. And then I've got two that I really like. I'll save those.
For a rainy day?
No, about 30 seconds time.
Oh, okay.
Because the other one I watched, which is a bit of a departure, is Escape from Alcatraz. You seen that? Danny Clint?
No.
Very solid thriller.
No, I don't think.
Yeah,
I've
very
seen it.
very solid thriller. I'd recommend that as a watch. Pretty
I like Alcatraz.
pretty late 80s, early 90s in sort of simplistic tone. But very well done. I like that. No, two I really liked were Y Tu Mama Tambien.
Oh, yes.
You seen that?
Yes. Many years ago, though.
Yeah.
When I was young.
Yeah.
And your mother, too?
Yeah, and your mother too. Yeah. And Call
The
Me by Your
Daphne
Name.
and Celeste biopic, right?
Daphne and Celeste.
Yeah.
Don't know, mate.
Someone will get it. Go on.
Yeah, good. Call Me by Your Name.
Oh, you bastard. Yeah, that's been on my list for so long. And I think I called it out in the last episode of an oversight. That
Another
a gap that I've
Timothée film. I
seen.
cannot get away from the cunt.
Yeah, he's everywhere. Do you like it?
I did like that one. Yeah, I like that one.
Yeah, I think I will like it.
it's on Timothée. That is the best I have seen him be.
Is he the lead in it, or is he the sort of...
No, he's the lead, yeah.
Yeah, he is.
He's the lead,
okay.
Yeah. That's the best I've seen. He's not perfect, but that's the best I've seen him be. He was also in Little Women, where I think was quite bad. And I think I've now up to about 6 or 7 films.
Oh, you go all over him.
I think
fanboy.
I think I can say what I think now.
fanboy.
I think I've got enough to be able to decree. And do you know what I'm going to say? He's fine.
Yeah.
He's fine because he's in the news at the moment, isn't he? You see his SAG-AFTRA. Was it SAG-AFTRA or was it the BAFTAs? His speech going, I want greatness. I want to win them all.
He did. Yeah, it was after the SAG one, I think. Yeah.
And I was like, oh, does that mean he's going to keep getting forced into every fucking film? Because he's fine. I don't think he's great. And where the script calls for more than just a little pretty boy, I think he struggles.
I think he might be one of those, like...
we'll have to see how he grows into stuff, I suppose.
Exactly, yeah. Like a Leo, early days Leo, where it's just like you're limited into what you can put him in just because he's very pretty.
Yeah, but they're not limiting it, though, are they?
No.
They should.
Or limited to what you can get away with.
Yeah.
That's
a good comparison, though, to DiCaprio.
But yeah, he's nearly 30, isn't he, now, Timothée? So
yeah, he still looks very boyish, doesn't he?
Yeah, he can still pull off early 20s, probably, can't he?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Any corrections or anything along those lines?
Oh, you mentioned classics earlier, by the way.
I did.
We'll do this in the data, but we've been sent some suggestions.
We have?
Yeah.
Excellent. Do we get to rule on them?
We do. We do get to rule them. So Johnny sent those in, so we'll get to those. Right, corrections from the Hook episode.
Yes.
Bob Hoskins, I mentioned a story about him not being cast in a film but being paid for it anyway.
In The Untouchables.
It was The Untouchables. He was going to be
that?
Al Capone. No, we said Long Good Friday. We were like, he's in that film. I was like, well, it wasn't that then. And then you were like, how are we going to find a film he wasn't in?
I thought we found that out. Did we just talk about this? I'm sure we mentioned it.
We maybe did. I don't think it's in the episode. Hey, if it is, we're correcting it twice. So yeah, it was The Untouchables. He was going to play Al Capone, which Bob De Niro ended up doing. We were also talking about the seas that surround Turkey, and whilst we did get to where you went in the end, which was the Mediterranean coast, we couldn't remember what the sea was on Turkey's
Aegean.
north coast. No, it's not the Aegean, and the Aegean's just part of the Med anyway. On the north coast, it is of course the Black Sea. We said a lot of other seas, but not the Black Sea. It's the Black Sea. So thank you very much to me for sending that in.
Well done, you.
Yep. And that's it.
So I got one, shaky cam versus steady cam.
Oh, yeah.
Will sent me a long message to explain what he understands as the difference, with a caveat of...
Oh, there is a difference then?
He could also be wrong.
They're not just names for the same thing?
Yeah, so, shaky cam, handheld cameras to give a purposefully shaky effect.
Which makes sense.
Makes sense. Steady cam uses a special harness and a gimbal to give a smooth motion shot, even with lots of movement.
But you can carry it around and stuff.
Yeah, so you can like wave around, but the camera itself just stays nice and thing. Okay. So it makes a lot of sense. I just hit the microphone quite hard. So if you heard that sound, that's either me whimpering or the sound of me hitting the microphone.
Yeah, good.
Cool.
No, good. That's a good clarification.
Good. Carl, I'm thirsty. It's time to unveil the ale.
Now, there is a little link to the film in these beers that we've been drinking already.
Asahi. We have been drinking.
Super dry.
Oh, super dry.
Super
dry. Desert.
Droughts.
With LA with the water and
But the
so
link
you just
to
got
the
me
film,
a bottle of water next.
The drink to the film. The link to the film. Fucking hell, I'm salivating. Can't wait to get this out. The link to the film I've gone for is when Mrs. Mulray comes into Jake Gitty's office at the start.
The fake one or the real one?
It honestly doesn't matter.
Okay.
Because my first thought with both of those were like, hey, she's in it up to her neck. Hey, isn't she? Come on.
She's up to her neck.
Yeah, she's not all she's cracked up to
neck
be.
coil?
No. I've gone with old crafty hen.
See what you did there.
Yeah? You having that?
Yeah. Excellent, thank you. Old crafty hen. Oh, Carl, how are you finding the beer?
Now, it is deep. It's rich. I think the oak is really coming through there. Lovely bit of sort of earthiness to offset that malty sweetness. What about you? You getting any of that?
Beery.
Oh, okay.
Anyway, the film. We're talking about Chinatown. And before we get into our initial thoughts on the movie, a quick reminder of our simple 5-point rating scale. We either really like it, we like it, we're ambivalent, we don't like it, or we really don't like it. So, Carl, where are you on the scale?
I don't like it.
You don't like it?
No.
An actual classic, and you don't like it? Outrageous.
An actual classic. Whoa, jumping the gun, are we?
Hey, it's not a Movie the Needle Classics Collection classic. And actually, I'm not even sure if it counts as a real classic either. But anyway, I, Carl, really like this.
Oh, is it really like?
It's a really like. So it'd been several years since I'd originally seen this, which meant that I couldn't remember anything specific about the plot and twists and turns and revelations and stuff, which means I got a pretty similar experience to the initial watch. It's what I would call an incredibly well-made movie, and that's obviously based on me knowing fuck all. And despite the plot revolving largely around water, I found it pretty compelling throughout, with a great cast led by Nicholson. And is it my absolute favourite movie of all time? No. But it might be the best made movie that I've seen. Carl, what don't you like?
Rain. I am fed up of it, mate. Absolutely fed up of it.
In soggy?
Yeah.
Well, I can't disagree.
Yeah.
What about the movie, though?
Have you read my review for this?
No.
I'll read it for you now. It's only 2 lines.
Okay.
I said, this was in November 22, right?
Okay.
I said, a bit
early
meh.
days.
A bit meh. You could see the twist coming a mile off, and some of the chase and fight scenes were a bit hammy. Now, honestly, what a knobhead. Which twist would be my first interrogation
indeed,
of that?
Yeah.
And if it was that one, really?
Yeah, did you see it
did
coming?
you really see that one coming? Right. And I genuinely can't remember which twist I was talking about there. And as I was rewatching this, I was like waiting for the hammy bit. Didn't see them materialise either. So it's worth saying to anyone listening, if you disagree, it's worth remembering how wrong I think I am from time to time. Because Jesus Christ, what a dick. I don't mean Jesus Christ, what a dick. I mean Jesus Christ, what a dick.
But also.
Well, I do also mean Jesus Christ, what a dick. But yeah. So this film had been on my watch list for a very long time. Years. I finally got around to it in 22, and I was gutted. I thought it was aged. I thought it was hacky, a bit cheesy. Now, on the After Sun episode, you said you were breaking the format. You had a little confession at this time.
Yeah.
I don't think you did break the format, because I think you sort of said, look, do you know what? I can see that this is a really good film.
Yeah.
I just don't like it.
Yeah.
I think that's true to our. I think that's true to our format. I am breaking the format.
Oh, no.
Because I rewatched this time, and I just lied before when I said I don't like it, because I think it's really good. I liked it. I think that I could quite easily get to really like it with further rewatches, and in fact, I have rewatched it again since I watched it in prep for this episode. So I've watched it twice before this episode. And look, I've done this before with In Bruges as well.
You did, but you did a much slower reveal on that one.
It made sense, because there were still things about In Bruges where I was like, this has been mischaracterised, and I don't feel In Bruges really kicks in until a certain point. With this one, I was just completely wrong about it. So I want the record to show that I am a fair man. I am open to changing my mind. And this has been one of the joys of this podcast, of just giving films second chances.
Yeah.
Well, so
you've got the fun job now of simultaneously talking up this film and making me change my opinion from really down. So you've got to talk both sides of your mouth and go but you don't like this.
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah.
Okay, moving on to the cast then. And nowhere else to start apart from Jack Nicholson playing Jake J.J. Gitters, not Gitz. Which we'll obviously get to John Huston, but one of my most fun bits of trivia was, you obviously know that Cross keeps calling him Gitz, and that wasn't intentional. John Huston just kept getting it wrong.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and they corrected him, and then he kept getting it wrong, so we'll just keep it in.
It really works.
Yeah, it does, doesn't it? It works for the character, because he's just he's just completely putting it down. Yeah,
I was
just
great.
again, could be bollocks, but
Yes, often those little anecdotes are, aren't they?
But anyway, Jack Nicholson, peak Jack.
Yeah.
Before he became a bit of a caricature, admittedly, in his older years.
Yeah.
Boy acts good, is what I wrote here.
Yeah. Well, I've got that note down as well about him becoming a bit of a caricature. I put parody of himself. Caricature is a better way of putting it. I think this could be his best role. I watched One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest after this, and he's fantastic in that.
Yeah.
But in this one, I really liked his sort of... I don't know. What's the best way to put it? Like, he's not even particularly competent. There's a bit of an arrogance underpinning him. He sort of just believes he's going to get stuff done and it'll work out, even though it actually does kind of keep going wrong. But it doesn't put him off. He's just got a real drive to him. But then he's also still got a bit of that fun in him as well.
Yeah, for sure.
There's a couple of good scenes like that.
I think it's a great character.
Yeah,
like, there's a lot there. You know, they obviously keep alluding to Chinatown and stuff. So you're alluding to the past misdeeds or things that have gone on and stuff, and you can kind of see that he's not exactly trying to be like a changed man, but he is very much. I think, for instance, like in the scene in the barber's where he's getting a shave and stuff, and he's very defensive about what he does. Yeah, like you can tell that him as the character, like he genuinely believes that he is doing.
Yeah. He's got a real sense of justice.
In particular, compared to maybe what he's been forced to do previously as well.
Yeah, you're right. There's a lot going on because there's a bit of brooding around. He doesn't love where he's at in life either, because it's like, another divorce, another infidelity case sort of thing.
Are you alone?
And then he really perks up when it's like, this could be something bigger. He's got a real fierceness about him. That's the word I was scrabbling for earlier. A real fierceness about him. And to go back to the caricature thing, I feel like in later years he got less broody and a bit less fierce, or the fierce became like overblown, funny fierce. And I know you were saying about you enjoyed him in The Departed
because he's being big, right? He's being big.
And your brother emailed in to say like he's just the right side of the line. For me, he's the wrong side of the line in that. When I compare him to someone like Gene Hackman, another actor I really admire for that sort of fierceness, he never allowed himself to be sort of parodied in that way. He kept it straight down the line right to the end. And that's the Jack Nicholson I wish had stuck around, because this version of him is fantastic. Really, really good.
And pulls off a giant nose bandage.
Yes.
I mean, just being taken seriously whilst wearing that thing, it's incredible.
Yeah, he's really good.
It's weirdly iconic as well.
Yeah.
Which is just bizarre that just a little nose.
He's really good. He can really hold carry the movie. Do you know the role he turned down for this?
Oh no, I
don't. Michael Corleone.
Oh, I didn't know he turned it down as much as didn't get it. But okay, that's...
No, he said I'm pretty sure Coppola backs this up, but he says...
Because he wanted to work with Polanski.
Yeah, he turned it down, and he said he thought that it was the right decision, both for The Godfather, because he thought that should be an Italian
makes
person,
sense.
which is, I mean, can you imagine if we'd have had...
Yeah, I mean, it's Pacino would, much better.
Yeah, cinema would look very differently, wouldn't it? But he also said, like, he knew that he could make this role work, and he was right for this role.
That's fine. I was about to say something stupid. Carry on.
He knew that this was the right role for him, and he could really make this work. Yeah. And you've got to say, they've turned out a fantastic piece of cinema.
You wouldn't want to see those roles reversed, would you?
No, you wouldn't. And this is the thing, isn't it, with those? You go, what if? Well, what if he wouldn't have made Chinatown, and The Godfather probably wouldn't have been the success it was? So, there was no sort of like, you should have done that. It doesn't work like that. But yeah, I think good decisions all around there.
Oh, nice. A nice what if anyway there, but that's good. Faye Dunaway as Evelyn Mulray.
Yeah.
The second Evelyn Mulray revealed in the film. She deserves an Oscar just for the eyebrows. Those eyebrows are extreme.
I can't say I noticed their eyebrows.
Oh, yeah, they're like proper drawn on, halfway up her forehead kind of things. Apparently, I might get this wrong, but I think Polanski based it on his mother or something, or someone like that, who had that thing. But But yeah, I thought she was very. She again does a lot of different things.
Yeah.
If you know what I mean, like a range of it. She goes from, not exactly like alluring exactly, but like
She's powerful though, right? She's
she's off,
the one calling
and
the
she's
shots. Very noir trait.
what's the word? Where she's kind of like offish and stuff as well. Standoffish. There you go. But then obviously she has the full circle going through to emotional wreck and crazy, like out
Again,
of her mind.
another noir trait.
Yeah. So yeah, she gets to do the whole range, and yeah, she's very, very, very good, very good.
Yeah, agreed. I think first time round, I didn't enjoy her, and then this time I had no idea why. Because there was just, there was good stuff. The thing is, he's trying to crack the case.
Yep.
And she mostly is the one that has to keep feeding him clues. Yeah. And they're by virtue of sort of slip-ups, right? And she's got to subtly sort of get those across, and I think she does very well with it. Yeah, she's good.
Third one I've got is John Huston as Noah Cross. Yep.
Dirty, horrible scumbag.
Yeah, does it beautifully, doesn't he?
Doesn't he?
A man above the law / is the law kind of thing. And I don't think I've really seen him in much, or so familiar with his name. I know he's done a lot of directing.
He directed The African Queen, a film I watched last week.
Is that why you watched that?
No.
Oh, okay. Just happened to be.
He also directed that one I've also called out in the pod recently was the Treasure of the Sierra Madre.
Yes, yeah, I saw that. Yeah.
I mean, he's like a massive, name in film noir, and he directed films all the way up to 1984. Now, was Ice Station Zebra one of his as well?
Oh, I don't know. Whilst you look that up, do you know who his daughter is?
I don't.
Angelica Huston.
What was she in?
Morticia in Addams Family and various other things.
Do I know?
You should know.
Do I know?
She's kind of very well known. Anyway, interesting bit of trivia that I found interesting anyway. Cross says to Gittys, Mr. Gittys, do you sleep with my daughter? And the answer would have been yes, as Nicholson was seeing Angelica Huston at that time.
Ah.
So, yeah, nice little...
It'd be weird if he went, not that one. What do you mean?
Well, I would have worked in the movie, to be fair.
Yeah, well, that's true, yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, he's very good. John Huston in this plays the man above the law so well. Yeah, well, not a lot more to say really. I thought he was just very, very good.
Oh no, it wasn't Ice Station Zebra. I wonder why I had an 80s film in my head with him in. Ice Station Zebra wasn't even an 80s film; it's a bloody 60s film. Completely got missed with that. I've got another film on my watch list called Under the Volcano 1984, and he directs that. He also directed Escape to Victory.
Oh, really? Okay,
bit of a switch up, that isn't it?
Yeah. Cool. You got any more of the supporting cast that you wanted to call out?
John Halberton.
Who's he
John
play?
Halberton. Is it John Halberton?
John Halberton? Who's he play?
Have I completely mashed together an actor's name and a character name here? Because his character name is Yelberton.
Oh, the water guy. The deputy water guy who becomes the main water guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, cool. My other so I can say my
anyway, him.
phone's died. Yeah, but I'm trying to find out his actual name because I want to know if I bloody...
That's probably right.
John Hillerman. Yeah, I've mashed it together, yeah. John Hillerman. Yelburn. Yeah, well, the only reason I wanted to call him out, you know who he is, don't you?
Do I?
He's Higgins.
In
Magnum P.I.
Magnum P.I.
Yeah, you don't watch Magnum P.I.?
No, but there's a link to the game later.
Don't know you're born.
You a big Magnum P.I. fan?
I mean, I watched it. That's
okay.
Yeah.
It's no Bond.
Yeah. Yes. Do you want a yes there?
Sure,
What do you mean?
if you like.
Yes.
Only if it's true. I don't want you to lie to me.
No, not really.
Okay, cool. Just big Tom Selleck fan?
Oh, yes. Yeah.
Fair enough. What do you want to say about him? Is that it?
Yeah.
Okay, right.
Higgins in it.
not whether he was good or not, just he was in something
he was
else.
good.
Cool.
He's Higgins. But
I want to call out Perry Lopez as Lieutenant Lou Escobar.
Oh, yeah. Good name.
Yeah, he is. Oozes the 1930s cop. There. Just you kind of think he's maybe a good guy. Maybe he might bend the rules a little bit there.
What
he's
is
kind
a
of
good
strict.
guy in 1930s Copland?
Yeah. So yeah, I did like that. And then the only other person I wanted to call out was Burt Young, who plays Curly. Yeah, or Paulie from Rocky, who's basically playing exactly the same character.
Yeah.
It's just like a flawed, pathetic man who, is in it for a little bit. But he obviously plays the type.
Start and end.
Start and end, yeah. He's important roles.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyone else you want to call out?
No.
Did you do any recasting? Did you do a modern recasting?
No.
You did it out of the time recasting.
Yeah.
Interesting. I struggled with either.
Well, I should have done the
Either
modern one
parts.
because, it's difficult because Nicholson's really old.
Old. Yeah. Well, this was 1974, right? So
Yeah, I mean he was already in his like mid-40s at that point, I think. Yeah. I mean, I don't mind Tom Selleck.
oh no, he couldn't. We've been over Tom Selleck before in another one where we think he's great, but I don't think he can actually do.
I'm pretty sure he's played a bastard in some things.
Serious?
No, I'm pretty sure he's played.
I don't know. I just don't think he's got quite the chops. That's the thing.
Yeah.
But you were thinking what for?
So you've
for
got
Gitties?
you've got like Clint Eastwood's about the right age.
Yeah, I can maybe.
You could see Eastwood.
No, I could maybe see Eastwood.
He
Different kind of thing, but he's shown with that Meryl Streep film. I can't remember Bridges Madison County that he can do a little bit of a sexy man. So
well, I was thinking of all like the Magnum Force and the Dirty Harrys and those sorts of things as well.
He was 37 at the time of the film, by the way, Nicholson.
Oh, okay, right.
Nope, that's not right. 74. No, that's right. That's fine. I can do maths. We're good. Carry on. Sorry.
Yeah, there's that. There's Michael Ironside.
Right.
He was a bit younger.
Isn't he a detective in the wheelchair?
No. I mean, there isn't. Yeah, never mind. Right. As someone I really like, but I think again is like 5-10 years too young.
Yeah.
Sam Neill.
Oh, I do like Sam Neill. I've just seen Jurassic Park again, so
Yeah, but Sam Neill could do the. I think he could do the full range.
he's got a little bit of that kind of Nicholson in him. A kind of
It's a bit that smile, that unhinged sort of.
yeah. He got the
there's
sort of
something behind the
side,
eyes.
Yeah. Interesting.
So I did like that, but
I did quite like that.
but yeah, he's just a bit too young. Harvey Keitel was the best I could come up with, really.
Yeah, I always think they have a little bit of a similar look, Keitel and Nicholson. There's a little similarity there, so you can definitely see that as well. Yeah. Did you do?
For Faye Dunaway's character, Evelyn Cross, the only one I can come up with, and it is because she's the only actress of the right age that I've seen in anything else really that I can notably remember her performance, and that's Jacqueline Bisset, who was in The Deep.
Help me out. Anything else?
I have no idea, mate. That's all I've seen.
That's all you got.
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
So,
can't comment on that one.
Strong. It's not a strong recasting.
And Bart Houston?
No, I didn't do it
No. Tricky one. These ones. I think I would definitely find the
because for that you need someone even older.
Yeah. I mean, he was born in the before the 20s, I think. So yeah,
He died in 87, and he died an old man.
Yeah. Oh yeah. But yeah, I find these
1906.
ones. 1906. Wow. I do find these ones difficult. Once you get before 1980, generally trying to recast, I struggle just because of knowing the pool of actors that I'm aware of that time are really just the big guys, as you say. So it's really just crowbarring in someone.
Yeah.
Good stuff. Okay, let's go to production. So this was directed by Roman Polanski. Bit of a controversy.
Full-time good lad. That's what I've heard. Have you heard anything different?
Yeah, let's not get into it. Bit of a controversial figure, but
I think it's safe to say he's a wrong 'un, and we can leave it at that.
Yeah. Good director though. That's the thing.
It does appear so, doesn't it?
Yeah. So yeah, let's focus on that. So he did The Pianist. Won his Oscar for The Pianist. Mm-hmm. Rosemary's Baby, which I've not seen.
No, me neither.
But highly rated. And then this is probably his kind of masterpiece, I guess, of what he's done that I'm familiar with anyway. He's 91. Last made a film in 2023. Why are you making a film at 89? What's wrong with you?
So much to Ridley Scott as well.
Got an illness.
I know we said we'd stay away from it, but it's a bit offhand, isn't it? How long the Academy and other actors kept working with him, because it's only in pretty recent times that he stopped getting.
Yeah, because he's been basically not on the run, but he's been.
I think it was the Me Too thing that people sort of went, "Oh, we probably can't get away with. Can't get away with championing Polanski anymore."
Yeah.
If that didn't, be the thing that triggered his full ostracisation, it was certainly the thing that finished it. But
yeah, I was doing a little bit of research before this, just so I could be a little bit informed if it did come up. He's very much just like unapologetic.
Yeah, he's
about
awful.
it. It's not. And the thing that made me laugh a little bit was like whilst he was basically, again, what's the word where you're like you leave the country and
exiled.
Yeah, he wasn't exactly. Yeah, I suppose. While he was exiled, or whatever, he was just pictured like at Oktoberfest with loads of young girls.
Yeah.
At the time, he's just like, dude, come on, like, what have you got? Anyway, bit of a wrong one, as we say, and a bit of a controversial figure on set as well. Lots of fights. The favourite one I read was Dunaway asking him what her character's motivation was for a scene, and he replied angrily, "Just say the fucking words. Your salary is your motivation."
Yeah, don't mind it.
Which is fun.
Yeah,
like
don't mind it. Yeah. Actually, as a note,
that's what the money's for. As your favourite quote from the thing I've never seen.
Mad Men. Yeah, that's what the money's for. Yeah.
Which is very confusing because I don't know if you remember when you first said that. Because you said that's what the monkey is for.
Yeah.
Because we were talking about a thing. I was like, I didn't get that you were changing a word there. I was just like, that's an odd thing to say. Yeah. And then I saw it randomly come across my feed. I was like, oh, it's not monkey. It's money.
Yeah.
That makes more sense. Anyway, Polanski, you seen a lot of his stuff? No. You seen The Pianist?
Nope.
No?
If I have, I haven't seen it all the way through.
I mean, you probably will have to at some point when we do our Oscars things, right? Yeah. Budget-wise, 6 million budget, 29.2 million gross worldwide, which I guess is very good.
Yeah.
I mean, anytime you make 5 times back your budget, that's pretty decent.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
I know the values are very much skewed, obviously, this being in the 70s and stuff, so I find it hard to actually correct for modern times to equate how good that is, but a success.
Do you know, there's an interesting thing to consider there, isn't there? You know how we were saying, like, streaming has killed the DVD market, and so we're now not getting those mid-budget films made because they were a gamble theatrically that they pretty much knew
you'd make it up.
They'd make up in after sales.
Yeah.
There's also the other end of the sort of timeline, isn't there? Where the DVD market and it would have been the video market didn't exist in quite the same way.
No, true. Yeah, I wonder how that was. It just driven all through the theatre then, I guess.
So you must have had a sort of similar problem, right? Where they'd be like, "Oh, it's actually quite risky to make anything less than either cheap or a surefire hit."
Now I'm going to throw out a statement which may or may not be true, but it seems right. They made a lot fewer films back then.
They did, and they were in
theatres
for longer.
And, yeah. Okay, cool. Good. I thought I might have been just spouting nonsense, but that's good. No. You're agreeing with the nonsense, so that's fine.
Probably, but it's nonsense. I think is correct as well. So
I want to start right at the beginning of this film, Carl.
Mm-hmm.
What are your thoughts on the whole credits at the start versus at the end, which is now the norm now?
Ooh, it's hard to overstate how much I don't care about that.
Do you not sit there going like, get to the movie, I don't care, get to the movie.
No.
Come on.
No.
Come on, get there. Come on. Yes, I know. I know who. Yes, come on.
No.
Yeah. Do you think it builds a bit of nice nostalgia of a time that you never really had? That you go, oh, it really puts me in I know when this film was made.
I don't know that I've noticed that is a...
You're very unobservant.
No, but I don't know if I've noticed that there's that's an old thing versus that's a new thing. Yeah, the credits at the end are a new thing.
It's a Star Wars thing.
Right.
Yeah, Star Wars changed everything.
Okay, yeah. not all for the better.
Everything.
Yeah.
Okay, fine. Who knew it was so hard for you to have an opinion?
Yeah, there you go. Here's what it is.
All right, let's talk about how it looks, Skull.
Yep.
Set in 1937.
Yes.
What I wrote in my notes? 50s?
50s.
I was like, way off. Way off. What's wrong with you? Of course it's not set in the 50s. Look at it.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm an idiot. That's good. Shot entirely, what I quite liked, from like the main character's perspective, right? Nicholson is in every single scene.
Yeah.
It's a lot of shots start with sort of over his shoulder or from the back of his head and stuff, and you kind of, everything is unveiled from his perspective, which means you also get revealed all of the things at the same time as he gets. You don't see other things that he's not seeing, so the audience is kind of along for a ride, which it doesn't happen enough.
It doesn't. I wrote this down as well as an observation because, again, we talked about this last week with Aftersun.
Yes.
Because the way Aftersun pulled you along as a plot device was to put you in the same place as the woman on the end of the bed, recreating all of her memory, and you go along in that same way. And this, like you say, is doing just that. It's pulling you along for the ride in the same way as our protagonist. Yeah. Which I really enjoyed.
Because it's not a particularly like fast-paced, rapid-fire movie. It's not really like a really slow-paced one either. It's like a relentless chugging along. Like there's kind of like, a reveal / revelation / a bit of a clue, and then it moves on. Bit more intrigue. Bit more intrigue. Which obviously get into the plot, but just in terms of how it's structured, I'm struggling to think of another film that does that so effectively.
I think we'll come on to that when we do our top 3 today.
Ooh.
When we say we're doing top 3 detective movies. And I agree, because when I sort of think what a detective movie should be, it should be this kind of formula.
Yeah, you're right. You're right, because you want to be the detective, right?
And there aren't that many. There's a lot in TV.
You
do TV shows, they're often structured like that. You know, you think of your Columbos and whatnot.
Ironside.
Yeah, he's again, Ironside again. Ironside before, now Ironside again. Ironside mad. Yeah, you're right, there's not enough of it. I enjoy it as a sort of device. Just on the looks.
Yeah.
I mean, my headline was, it looks tremendous. And I sort of even don't know why, because it's not like...
100%. Like, I'm not going like, oh, that's a great shot. Oh, look at that.
Yeah.
Oh, look at that. It's just... And
it's just really obvious.
I'm going to keep coming back to this. It's just so competently made.
Yeah.
It's almost boringly competently made in that it's like, you can't pick holes in this thing. It's so...
Yeah.
And there's nothing that's big, screamy, shouty about it or flashy necessarily.
Well, I mean, it's a neo-noir, right? So the idea is it's going to be sort of dour and sort of...
gritty's not the right word. But
yeah, but it's definitely not a happy tale. It's not going to look decadent. Yeah. And it doesn't look decadent. But yet, it's not in black and white. They haven't gone for the close-in
You say
shots.
It's not black and white, right? If I'm picturing it in my head, it's in black and white. Where it feels like it's in black and white, even though it's not in black and white.
Well, because you've got this sort of just beige tint over everything.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
And that really plays into the plot side of it with the sort of the Dust Bowl drought side of things. And it really works as well, because then when you do get pops of colour, that is very obviously, again, that's where the water is, that's where the money is. Be it in the orange groves where the water's been directed to because, they're corrupt and they're in it, or the garden at a house.
Yeah.
And so it becomes really effective. That sort of being beige and bland for 80% of the film then becomes really effective when you do get to use colour. But yeah, I really enjoyed how it looks.
The one scene, I guess, that felt like was its most flashy was like the drive through the orange groves.
Yeah.
Groves?
Yeah.
Orange groves?
Yeah, orange
that's
groves.
right. There was a pub when I went to university called the Orange Grove. There we go. Yeah. It's a thing. Sold Castlemaine 4X.
Oh, lovely.
Oh, don't see that
pint,
nowadays.
what are we talking?
What?
Pound a pint? What are we talking?
Oh, it wasn't far. I mean, a bit more, but yeah, not much more. Anyway, Drive Through the Orange Groves was the one sort of actual, like, real set piece, I guess, really. There wasn't really a lot of other big stunty parts or anything like that. Ending to a degree, but less so. But there's no flashy things as such. It was all just so steady.
It's what it is, mate. It's a sinister tale of corruption.
Loved it. Emma said, great line from Emma. I like quoting her. She's good.
So we need to get her on instead of you. Is this another?
Oh, no.
I mean, basically, if Emma's coming on as well, we can do your brother, your son, and now your wife all revealed themselves to be superior options to yourself.
I was going to say, where you're going with that sounded like a bit of a Chinatown reveal. She said, the violence was less violent back then. I can handle it.
Oh, I don't know.
I mean, you see it get his nose sliced open.
That is a fantastic bit of practical effects. That.
Oh, tell me about it. I've called that out as well.
I was just like, oh, Jesus Christ.
You felt that, didn't you? Did you put your hand to your nose?
Oh. Yeah.
That would be horrible as well. Like, a cut there would be awful.
Yeah. And it'd hurt only when you breathe.
Only when you breathe. Great line.
Only when I breathe.
And again, we'll come on to this in... well, I've kind of called it out because it's screenplay thing. Just how ridiculously competent it all is, right? And it sounds like faint praise, but what I mean is that it all just works and flows, and every line seems so natural. And although it's not like super smart dialogue, there's some really like great lines just like that. Like, does it hurt? Only when I breathe. And it's just so like matter of fact, but you're just like, it's kind of effortlessly cool as well, just the way he's kind of saying it.
Yeah, I mean, again, that's a very noir sort of vibe. Claustrophobic, that's a good word for noir films. When we were talking about them feeling sort of not vast and...
Yeah, well, I suppose, it's encapsulated in the world it is in, right? It makes it, I like that. Yeah, that's good. Sound, score, music.
Yes.
Would you like or don't like?
Yes.
You should probably say something you don't like at some point.
Yes, because remember, I don't like this film. Remember, the soundtrack was one of the more rushed pieces. It was done in like the last 6 days. I think there's
it amazes me anyone can do anything like that.
Some sort of funding problem or whatever. So I don't know how much of this is by design, but one of the things I really liked was how the soundtrack would at times just completely drop out.
Oh, I didn't necessarily notice, but yeah.
Well, I'll come on to that. So you were left with just sort of these background weather noises or a bit of chatter in the background or whatever. And then you'd have a moment, something happen, and then you get this sort of like off-kilter jazz sort of soundtrack that comes in the top. Now, what I was going to say was how well that works for, dare I say it, the vibes, Simon. So I've and again, this is something I threw out in After Sun. I throw this phrase around and say like funky sound design. I don't know what that means. I struggle to describe it because I'm an idiot. But I do wonder if sometimes is it just as simple as going not normal?
Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah.
So I think of like more traditional.
Yeah, traditional is non-traditional.
Specifically where background noises. It's usually mixed out.
Yeah.
Right? So you end up with a very clean...
You'll hear what the actors are saying.
Yeah, from and then you'll have your effects, and then you'll have your soundtrack. And it ends up being a very clean thing. The other way you can do it is you can have, and we had this in After Sun, we had a lot of background chatter and noise. You have it again here. And I think it's one of those things where you just then get a certain, like, it's different. It's a bit offbeat. It's a bit of a vibe, dare I say the word again. And I think that's here. And like I say, when you do get the sort of like the clunky jazz that comes in over the top, that then really works. You get there's a bit of a tension.
Yeah, so it's suspense tension building with like that piano sort of clanging. Is that what you mean by like the jazz? Yeah. There was also there was one scene in the bedroom where there was like a ticking clock or a watch ticking just in the background, just that rhythmic thing.
Yeah.
And it wasn't like a huge scene, but it just provided this almost like ramping up of like, oh, something's gonna happen.
Yeah.
It was subtle but effective.
You mentioned ticking clock there, by the way. How good is the Smash Pocket Watch as a piece of spycraft?
Oh, dude, I called this out. I don't know where I called it out. But yeah, I'd never seen that before.
No, me neither.
And I was just like, as soon as he opens up, you're like,
Yeah, why's he got so many pocket
weird.
watches? Yeah.
That's weird. You do it, you're like, that's fucking genius.
Yeah.
That's so good.
Yeah, really good.
I don't know where I called that. That's annoying. Well, I'll come across it and be like,
Yeah,
there it is. But yeah, that was fantastic. Did you know there was a sequel to this?
Yes.
Have you watched it?
No.
I'm surprised you hadn't watched it. I thought you might have fitted it in your
Apparently
manga.
it's shit.
Well, yeah, I know, but it doesn't matter.
Yeah. Isn't it directed by
Nicholson? Yeah. The Two Jakes in 1990. You don't want to wait 16 years for a sequel, ideally.
I mean, I might watch it. I'll probably rewatch this one a few times first. Oh, same writer?
Yeah, Robert Town.
Okay.
So he'd apparently planned for like 3 movies. But the third movie never really got going, but they used the parts of the planned story for Who Framed Roger Rabbit.
Okay. Yeah.
And it I can't remember what it is, but it's basically like this one's obviously about water. Who Framed Roger Rabbit is about like transport. And I can't remember what the Two Jakes is about, but it's basically like the holy trinity of things which make LA work, basically. And I can't remember what the third one was. That's really annoying.
I think I've read something similar to that. It's not sex, is it? Is it sex?
I don't know. I can't remember. We'll look up in a break and we'll come back to it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I love the idea that they're just like, oh, yeah, we'll just do Who Framed Roger Rabbit. Just make another noir, basically, because that's another noir.
Well, it
film,
is. I
isn't
mean,
it? So,
yeah, that one's more of a homage / takeoff of a noir. But yeah.
But yeah, I found that fascinating. Have you got anything else in production?
Only to point out, did you realise that it was Roman Polanski that cut Gittis' nose?
Oh yes. Well, no, I didn't notice, but when I was looking him up afterwards and saw small, weird-looking man, I was like, oh yeah.
So I think he's another one that likes to have a scene in his movies. Which, honestly, I think if you're that good at making films, you probably earn. People often say about Tarantino, like he's the worst bit in his movies, and he probably is. He's not a great actor. He's not terrible, but he's not a great actor. But yeah, if you're turning out films that are that good.
What movie was it that Scorsese appeared in?
It wasn't his, was it?
Yeah,
it was Quiz Show.
Was it Quiz Show? That
It was Quiz Show he was in.
But he doesn't tend to appear in his own ones, does he, Scorsese?
No,
Not
he
I've
usually
noticed,
puts his family in.
Yeah. You ready for a game, Carl?
I'd love a game.
Oh, okay. So, I'm struggling with the name for this game, okay? So, what are private detectives called? Olden days.
Dicks.
Dicks. You know how much we love dicks on this show.
Staple of Movie the Needle, Dicks.
So, I'm between names. It's either Dick or Dick, Detective or Dick, or Private Investigator or Private Browser.
Yeah. Okay.
So, what we're going for here, Carl, is you have to pick whether this is a private detective from the movies or a porn star.
Right.
Okay? So we're going Dick or Dick, or Private Detective, Private Browser.
Yes, right.
You like
I
it?
like that one. Private Detective, Private Browser.
Okay, we'll stick with that one then. Okay, so I'm going to tell you a name. You have to tell me whether you believe it is a detective
Yeah.
or whether you think it is a dick.
Yeah.
Okay? So, first one.
Yeah.
Mike Hammer.
Oh, I wouldn't know any porn stars. So I think I'll have to say he's a private detective.
He's a detective. He's in movies. He's a character from movies such as Come Die With Me. Great name.
Yeah.
Murder Me, Murder You.
Oh, yeah, very good.
And Kiss Me Deadly.
Yeah.
As well as I, the Jury.
Yeah.
So yeah, there you go. He is a private detective.
Private detective, yeah, never in doubt.
Okay, next one. Eddie Valiant.
I mean, that sounds like a bit of a shit porn star name, but it sounds like an even worse detective name. So let's go Private Browser.
It's a detective. It's from Who Framed Roger Rabbit. It's Bob Hoskins.
No, I need to rewatch that.
Okay, ready. Matthew Bosch.
I mean, look, just on the numbers here, we're into Private Browsers now, and that's a bit of a better porn name as well.
He is a real porn star. That
Yeah.
one. Yeah. I'll admit some of these are made up porn star names.
Oh, what?
They're going to be. But it's fine. Okay. Jim.
I mean, that's good because I wouldn't know who.
Yeah, of course, because it's not your area of expertise. Jim Rockhard.
I mean, I wouldn't if you'd done the women. Jim Rockhard, no, that's got to be a detective. That's got to be a private detective.
No, that's clearly a porn star.
That's a bit on the nose, isn't it?
So it's one quick behind the curtain reveal. I messaged a couple of friends and go, I've got this game, but I need to come up with some porn stars. I was just like, can you come up with some detective names that could also be... So basically, they went down the route of going, well, this is a detective name, and I've turned it into a porn star name.
Yeah, okay.
So this was based on Jim Rockford from the Rockford Files. So Jim Rockhard. I thought it was quite good.
Yeah.
Okay, next one. Ricky Johnson.
Let's go private detective.
No, porn star. Real one, that one. Yeah, good old Dick
Good old
Johnson.
Yeah.
Ricky Johnson, not Dick Johnson. Don't know. I suppose could.
Yeah.
Yeah, that works. John Shaft.
Oh, yeah. Private detective.
It is, but also could definitely be.
Yeah.
From obviously the Shaft.
Yeah,
movies
Shaft,
and- yeah. Girth Brooks.
Oh, come on now. It's got to be private browser.
That is a real porn star.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah. I got Emma involved in this. She was Googling.
Did
I was
you?
like, thank you for Googling. Thank you for Googling those.
Yeah.
Dick Tracy.
What's it doing? It says visited 3 days ago here, Simon. What's going on here?
Why are you using my phone? The danger. Anyway, Dick Tracy.
Yeah, that's private. Hang on, is this going to be one where you go, oh, it's also a porn star, though, a porn star called Dick Tracy? Yeah, private detective.
It is private detective, yeah. We all know Dick Tracy. Okay, the last one, and my personal favourite. Jessica Filcher.
Ooh. Let's go private browser.
Yes, that is made up based on Jessica Fletcher from Murder, She Wrote.
Yeah.
But there you go. Well done. You did all right.
Not bad.
Do you want to hear some others that didn't make the cut?
Yeah, go for it.
Okay, so this was again from friends turning detectives into porn stars. So Hercule Poirot, Hercule Poirot.
Right. Yeah, it's not making the cut, that is it?
No. Dr. Quincy, so the medical guy, turned into Dr. Quimsey.
Quimsey, solid. Don't mind that.
Yeah.
Quimsey, yeah.
Inspector Clouseau.
It's one of my friend's favourite words, that Quim.
Really?
For the
Yeah,
for
obviously.
that,
Yeah.
He loves it. He knows who he is.
Inspector Clouseau.
What's he inspecting?
Inspector Closehole.
Oh, right, okay, yeah. I'll give that's less vulgar than what I was going to go with. Yeah, no, that's fine, yeah.
And then Bruce Wayne, obviously Batman's not alter ego. Batman is his alter ego, but whatever.
He's also not a detective, but he's not important right now.
Oh no, Batman's a detective.
Is it? Well,
yeah. In the comics, he is a detective.
Okay.
Yeah. Bruce Wayne.
Right. Yeah. Good.
Didn't quite make the cut, but solid efforts, I thought. So well done. I mean, she doesn't listen to podcasts, but well done, Ruth. She came up with most of those.
Her internet history is fucked.
Yeah, she'd been on the wine, she said, but fair play to her.
Yeah.
Okay, let's move on to the plot. So you like the plot, Carl? What's your thoughts on the plot?
I love the plot. I've got a question for you.
Yeah.
How is it you like this, but you don't like Tenet? Right? And underpinning that question...
Linear, innit?
Underpinning that question is, did you understand this the first time?
Understand?
Yeah.
I think. Oh, well, I honestly don't even recall watching it the first time. You know, like I look back and I was like, I gave this 9 out of 10 when I first watched it. But then I was looking back and I was like, I can't remember watching this. I can't remember anything about it. So I don't know if I understood it, but my rating would suggest yes. But I don't.
I'd be very surprised.
I mean, like what are you talking about? Because like the water aspect, sure. Sorry, Carl offered me a beer silently, so I obviously answered verbally, which somewhat defeats the point. But yay, beer. So yeah, what was I saying? No, lost it.
You were saying that the water, the overriding thing.
Yeah. Did I understand all of the aspects of that?
So obviously
Enough.
there's a story over the top, like man saves world from. Yeah, that's enough, isn't it? We know what's going on a.
Carl, look.
What about the details
I'm
when we're getting down into the
consistently
weeds?
inconsistent with this. Okay, it fits my narrative. It fits my perspective of it.
Because I agree. Because it's a great plot. Because it gives you that. Well, you can understand that there's some high level corruption going on.
But
here,
it even doesn't matter so much either.
No,
yeah.
because
you can just
enjoying the
enjoy
ride.
it.
Yeah.
You can just enjoy it.
Yeah,
Don't know
right.
what's wrong with you.
Good. Right. Okay. Glad we got that. Yes, no, I like the plot very much. It's, I think, quite quickly. I know what you're saying about it's not a particularly fast-paced film, but at least setup-wise, we do very quickly get the idea that it's big. There's some corruption going on here, and people are dying because of it, and
Yeah, well, I like because it actually gets quite quickly into an investigation, right? Because it's basically straight into the adultery angle with Mulray, with the fake wife.
An investigation. He's getting hired left, right, and centre, mate.
Yeah.
He gets hired about 4 times in this film.
I know. Right up that contract. Again, Jesus.
Yeah. He's Ford secretary. She's like, Jesus Christ, we've not had any action for weeks, and now
But I like that. It's straight into it, and you're like, well, this is pretty run-of-the-mill. I like it, right?
Yeah.
And even that's got a little bit of intrigue, with the hiding round corners, watching from afar, doing proper like stealthy shit. Actually, I'll be honest, quite bad stealth shit. He's not so great at the hiding thing. He's like on the roof, knocks off a tile. He's looking over the cliff, knocks off a rock. It's like maybe stealth's not your thing, Giz. Maybe.
Yeah, I mean, he's not amazing, is he? He's not a perfect.
No, there is
detective.
some good competency porn in this, with the the pocket watch. And there was another bit which I've called out somewhere, which I'll come back to. But yeah, it's not. He's not like
when he's coughing and ripping that page out the national records. You were there going, the guy's a genius.
But I love the plot because it just steadily just builds intrigue over intrigue on intrigue on intrigue on intrigue. Right? It's just there's like 7 or 8 things that it just progresses.
Yes.
And it feels so natural because you're following the investigation, right?
Yeah.
This is where the investigation is leading. It just leads this way, and this is just how it goes. So it goes from the initial investigation into the adultery and hiding around corners. Then, why has he been set up with a fake wife? And trying to figure out like, well, why, what, who,
you
who's
say
this?
it feels so natural. It does keep telling him and therefore us the wrong thing, though, as well.
Yeah, but it's like it's kind of like
it's like
breadcrumbs.
Yes, it's like a layer, right? You go, we know the overall aim and what he's trying to figure out, and then we find something out, and he goes, and then it's like, oh no, that's not actually how it happened at all. And then you go, so it's like this. Oh no, it's not actually that.
Or it's more like it's they go a bit, but it's like, oh, but then why that doesn't? But why?
Yeah.
Like but why?
Then you have to find out.
Oh, but why? Yeah. So then, obviously, after the death of Mulray, the how and why, and then who's buying all the land, and that takes him to the old people's home. Then the drip feed, the revelations about the sister, and then the saltwater pond. Mm-hmm. I love that. It took me so long to realise that the gardener, was saying
glass. Yeah.
Oh my god! I'd like
bad for the glass.
Come on, Simon.
Yeah, because he's very much like that. Bad for the glass.
Yeah.
And then obviously Gittis repeats again. Yeah, bad for the glass. And then you
obviously get the incest.
I love that, by the way. I love the breadcrumbs. That's one of them. And there's a bit where
the bad for the because it tells you right away. Right? It's bad for the grass.
I love that. And there's one where she reveals her name, but not quite. She like stutters over something. It's like, oh, she's got something to hide. Mrs. Mulray. Yeah, Mrs. Mulray. I think she has a couple of moments like that where she lets on that something's not quite what it seems.
Well, she's always a little bit. You can tell she's hiding something.
But there's some specific breadcrumbs on, like he asks her a direct question about his name, and she's like, and then goes in another direction. Really love that about it.
And then the glass.
Which you might say, like, did you understand it all the first time? Because I didn't. Not all the details.
I mean, probably
and I think it's the sort of film I'll watch again, and I'll get that a bit more. That makes sense because
let's talk about that rewatchability because it's an interesting one. I think because you can go one of two ways with this, with the rewatchability. I think. Yeah. But it all builds that climax in Chinatown, right? Because Chinatown, the film's called Chinatown. There's frequent references to Chinatown, but you're kind of like going,
why is this called Chinatown?
Like, that's very weird. And despite the worst reaction to being shot ever in the history of cinema when Cross gets shot in the arm, where he just goes, dude, you've just been shot in the arm. Maybe like, I don't know, like...
Small caliber back then, small caliber.
Yeah. ow. I don't know. And Evelyn getting shot right through the eye. I mean, what a shot that was from that distance.
Yeah.
I mean, it's probably aimed for the tyres, but but yeah, all builds to that climax of it. But it doesn't, I don't know, it doesn't feel like it is building to that. You don't know that's the climax almost. It doesn't even feel like
No,
that's
because
the
we've
climax.
only just found out, like, the true story. And we've only just found out what's going on.
And then it ends.
And then all of a sudden, it's like, so she doesn't, there's no happy ending here then. It's
No.
just like very, again, another classic noir trait.
Ooh.
But,
It's a pretty devastating ending, really, isn't it? I mean,
Yeah.
It's basically the bad guy gets away with it and wins.
Yeah.
And the good guys, one of them dies and the other one's fucked up for life.
Yeah.
You know, funsies.
It's a real ride, though.
Yeah.
I like it. There's a link to another film that we've discussed on the pod as well.
Yeah.
Quantum of Solace.
Ooh, go on.
Controlling the water, you control the economy,
yeah.
you control the politics.
Yeah.
Which
Good point, yeah.
again was another. I think it's as much of a plus point about. And we did discuss this on the Quantum of Solace.
Yeah, it's not sexy. It's not a
Not sexy, but it's a
plot
very
device, is
real.
it? yeah.
It's a very real plot device. That is a very serious plot device, and that's what underpins our story here. And it really works.
Yeah, for sure.
I've got a couple of notes down here.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, my main thing is, as I've just alluded to, it works so well because it's a classic thing, and this is where my Tenet joke jibe comes from. It's a classic thing of simple story over the top, which is corrupt officials trying to secure, hang on to power, money, all the rest of it. But really, what we're enjoying along the way is as we go deeper and we understand the details, the individual people's motives, and all the rest of it. And like you say, we don't actually get a happy ending out of any of that at all. It's kind of just that ride that we enjoy. And I've already asked you this, but you think of another film that can coast along with a very simple narrative over the top rather than that you can steadily unpick.
And I think, like, again, the difference it comes down to for me, it's like I feel like I'm being guided, right? I'm being shepherded along, and I'm seeing these things, and I'm doing it. And I'm not good at doing the figuring things out yourself kind of thing. Where it doesn't do it in a super obvious way, but you are seeing things at the same time as the detective is here. I don't know. Who fucking knows?
I mean, it could even be argued, talking about Noah Cross, could even be argued he isn't completely evil. Because although he has more money than he can spend, he has this vision of the future.
Moving the city to the water.
Yeah, he sees this as him doing something for humanity, right?
It's like legacy almost as well.
It's legacy. It's mostly an ego trip for him. Although my personal view is happy accidents of evil people don't make them any less evil. Elon Musk. But it is nice that we've got a three-dimensional villain as well.
Yeah.
Like, he does play that out but we should do this. This is progress. The city's going to grow. This is where the water is, and yada, yada, yada.
And I like as well that they make him a monster as well.
Yeah.
You know, he's not just a rich fucker who's after more money. He's also a despicable human being as well.
Which
is like, it's just like, holy shit, okay, cool. And even, did it again. And even that is...
your mic again.
Oh, yeah. Even that is... it's a slow reveal because you kind of just think like, oh, he's just a rich fucker after more money. All good. What do you think about the subplot of the sort of developing relationship romance between Evelyn and Gittes?
Well, classic noir again, isn't it?
I thought this was maybe where Dunaway had her best acting bits though, where they had their like first kiss, where it's a little bit of a resistant, like should we, and she keeps on like opening her eyes to kind of like go, I don't know, checking it before then going like, nah, fuck it.
Yeah.
And it's just, I don't know, something about it's just so well done. And again, it's not traditional, just like damsel going like, oh, irresistible man and stuff. She's kind of like, actually, I don't think this is probably this is probably not fuck it. Which brings me on, Carl, to the post-coital cigarette. Now, I have never smoked in my life. So I have no idea if this is a thing in real life. But it is a massive movie trope, isn't it? The post-coital cigarette, where it just cuts to people sitting in bed smoking. You're like, I know what you've
None
done.
of your ex-partners ever smoked, no?
No.
Imagine you've had to satisfy them first, wouldn't
That's They just disappeared to the bathroom with a vibrator.
you? Yeah. Nicole Kidman job.
Yes.
Yeah.
She loves it.
You're right, love. Is that tap again? Yes, no, it's a trope, yeah. I mean, I think it's a thing.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Is it a thing?
I think it's a thing, yeah.
Why is it a thing? That's weird.
Well, if you've ever
I've not.
spent any time around smokers,
Yeah. Well, they just any opportunity,
it
right?
is,
Any
yeah,
break
they,
in.
yeah. They do tend to just...
So it's not like a I don't know, a link to it in that it's just like, oh, you know what you need after a good
I'm not a
rogering
smoker, so...
cigarette just to really bring you down. I don't know.
Well, no, cigarettes are stimulant, isn't it?
Well, that won't work then, will it?
Keep the high going, I don't know.
Anyway, one little bit, probably in production, I should have mentioned this, with the incest reveal, with the slappy slap part. Real slaps.
Oh, yeah.
Real slaps. Dunaway requested the
I was
real
gonna
slaps.
say,
She
her
didn't,
idea,
didn't
yeah.
like it. They didn't feel real enough, so got the slaps in. Powerful scene. Very good.
Yeah.
Very good.
I didn't see it coming either.
Well, apparently,
I mean, I said I did.
2022 Carl did.
I don't think I meant that twist. I can't have
Do you
meant
think
that
you
twist.
even didn't get that, or you were just overlooked that?
I don't
It's
know,
very
man. I think
bizarre.
it's just been a
What else did you
dickhead.
watch around that time? You should have a look back
Yeah.
and see what else you might have criminally underrated.
I mean, but, like I said in my opening statement, right, how long I'd had this on my watch list. I was so excited for it.
Yeah.
And for whatever reason, it obviously didn't grab me straight away. And at that point, I've obviously just fucking written it off and just checked out of it, which is ridiculous. But there you go. Get to give it a second chance, and I really enjoyed it this time around. Yeah, no, I didn't see that coming. Don't think that's a twist that I can remember in a lot of films. This must have been fairly original, maybe.
Yeah. Nothing springing to mind for sure. Yeah, and it's the fact that they've already there was already the reveal that it's sister, and then it's again just another peeling away, isn't it?
Yeah.
Slow reveal of partial truths and
Yeah,
things like
exactly.
that, so,
Yeah.
very good.
Yeah, no, it's great. And then we've already touched on the ending, how unsatisfactory it is. You get that great line at the end, forget it, Jake, it's Chinatown.
And hey,
Which again is classic noir. The villain pretty much wins. Proper nihilism. Just like, well. In a way, just sort of perversely satisfying to just come out of it and be like, oh, okay. Because what's the alternative? The alternative, what, he gets away and gets the girl?
I was thinking this because
And how empty does that feel? You know,
what is the alternate ending here? Like if you didn't like, because Nicholson didn't like the ending, apparently.
well, it's not the way it goes in the book.
So I wonder, what is the alternative? Like, how could you possibly end it?
Yeah,
Where it felt, because I like the unsatisfying ending. I like it's not all wrapped in a bow. I like that.
I read the book.
How could you
but
do
apparently, and I don't know exactly how it ends, but apparently they do get away, and the ending's more hopeful.
it? Nah.
Yeah,
No
and how does that fit with what we've just sat through for the last 2 hours?
Yeah.
It sort of doesn't, does it? No. So it is kind of nice to just go, oh
Yeah.
that was pretty low down and dirty, wasn't it? It's like, yep.
You got anything else?
I've got a game for you.
Oh.
Right, this doesn't relate to this film.
Okay.
It does relate to a film. No, actually, it doesn't even relate to a film we've done on the podcast. It relates to a podcast episode.
Okay.
I've mentioned this film on a podcast episode.
All right.
And then I noticed something.
It's not going to rely on my memory, is it?
No, I
thank
noticed something. I
Christ.
thought that'd be quite a good idea for a game. So we're doing it anyway.
Okay.
Because this is related to the film Honey, I Blew Up the Kid.
Have we talked about this?
Yeah, I think it was on the Hook episode.
Okay.
We were talking about. I don't know how we got onto that.
I don't know.
Anyway, there we go.
I loved Honey, I Shrunk the Kids. I mean,
No, but this is Honey. It's very specifically.
Okay.
Honey, I Blew Up the Kid. So I've got 5 questions, right? I'm going to give you the title, and I want you to tell me which country the film was titled as this in.
Okay.
Because is it all Honey, I Blew Up the Kid? Right?
Oh, so it's just different translations.
Different films, yeah.
But you've translated it back into English.
No, I haven't translated it. This is what it was released as in these countries.
Okay.
This is the name of them, right?
Okay.
So 5 questions. So nice, easy one to start you off. Don't overthink it. Chérie, j'ai rendu le bébé. France. There we go. Which means chérie, which I don't know directly.
It's like darling, isn't it?
Darling,
Yeah.
I've enlarged the baby.
I've enlarged the baby.
That's what that means.
Yeah. Is it blew up the baby, not blew up the kid?
No, it's blew up the kid.
Is it blew up the kid?
Yeah. All right. That's 1 out of 1. You 1 from 1.
Go for me.
Shit, I've got to remember how to say all these now. I should have written down phonetically.
Yeah.
Right, number 2.
I'll be honest, Carl, I won't notice the difference. You're fine.
Number 2. Chiare, jeg forstår barnet.
I mean...
I think I got that. I'll give it that again. Chiara, jeg forstår barnet.
I don't know. Italian?
No. I'm doing my best with the accent for you here.
Well, I was...
Chiara, jeg forstår barnet.
Germany.
No, it's Norway.
Norway. Oh, you went up at the end because
Yeah,
it was Scandinavian.
Trying to scan the inflection. All right, so 1 from 2. Right. Number 3. Eva Jojuk Bjuda. Eva Jojuk Bjuda.
Oh, let's go Polish.
Ooh, no, it's not
Czech.
Polish. No, it's not Czech, no.
I'm out.
Last, right, okay, Turkey.
Oh, there's that.
Yeah, Jojuk Bjuda. Yeah.
One, Simon.
All right. 2, 1 from 3, okay.
I'm not doing well.
Number 4. Kultsi Surisin Kakaran.
I mean, that sounded like Turkish.
Kultsi Surisin Kakaran.
It's got to be... I don't know.
Just pull a country out there. Kultsi Surisin Kakaran.
Sunsin Kakaran. Oh, we definitely have gone Turkish here. That's the problem.
No, it's not Turkish.
How obscure countries are we going? Like, we're going like mainstream.
It's in Europe.
It's in Europe. Okay, well, this is good. Okay. Bulgaria.
No, it's Finnish.
Finnish.
Yeah. Funnily enough, Google Translate, the direct translation of that is, holy shit, I enlarged the brat.
That should definitely be the name.
Quite funny. Quite good. So, all right, 1 from 4, not brilliant here.
No,
See, you should be able to rescue it with this one
This
then.
is why I write the games.
Yeah. So, last one, Honey, I Blew Up the Kid.
I mean, America?
Yeah, another English-speaking, good thing. Unfortunately, Ecuador.
They don't speak English, Ecuador.
No, it's Spanish. Yeah, Spanish in Ecuador. No idea, mate.
Okay.
But there you go. 1 from 5, terrible performance. Well done.
Yeah. It's pretty shameful. All right, move on to any changes. So each of us names up to 3 changes that they would like to make. Carl, how many changes do you have?
I've got 1.
I mean, I've got a very weak one. Go on, what's yours?
Well, it's hard to talk about changes in a film I don't fully understand yet. Like the sort of ins and outs of the plot.
Okay.
But Chinatown.
Yeah.
Underused as a setting / idea. So my understanding of Chinatown is Chinatown in the 30s came to represent a sort of very corrupt, chaotic place and embodied all the political, socio-economic problems of the age in these big cities, and LA in particular. Mm-hmm. We are hinted at it throughout the story. Yep. It's his sort of backstory, but we never really find out directly what it means.
Bad shit goes down in Chinatown.
Yeah, or anything like that. And then, of course, the ending. Forget it, Jake, it's Chinatown.
Yep.
As if to say you were never going to be able to sort it out. It's a mess.
There is no chance of coming out on top of this.
Yeah.
It's a rigged game.
So I feel like the audience is kind of just expected to know that Chinatown is this like den of, chaos or whatever.
Yeah.
And I don't think I knew that before the film. I had to read about that
100% not, no.
So, yeah.
So rename.
No, not rename it, but, you just need to... Is it a bit of backstory to go like... Because he has the run-in with Not the detective Escobar, but the hired hand for Cross.
I've got this Mulvihill.
Yeah, he has the run-in with him,
Mulvihill.
and they've obviously had a bit of previous.
Yeah. I like the alluded history, right? I love the alluded history of things. They don't explain it.
No, and I think ultimately that is fine. It just needs a touch more to go. Like, I don't need to know exactly what we're up to, but I need to know that it's a mess, and there's a reason why it's seen as progression to get out of there and move on. I guess it's not a massive one, but
yeah, fair enough. I mean, honestly, I really struggled with this. As I said, it's just so competently made.
Yeah,
I was struggling to pick holes in it. So the best thing, and it's very weak, that I could come up with is John Huston to improve his reaction to getting shot.
Die better, you paedophile.
Just like a
yeah, Peter Griffin job. Yeah.
Shot me right in the arm. Yeah, that's all I've got. Weak. Okay, so this is why you're wrong. So our closing statement from each of us, which is going to be interesting, because Scarl's already revealed he doesn't not like this film.
Yeah, that's correct.
He doesn't not like this film. That's right.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, he doesn't not like. Not like.
No, hang on.
Yeah. Anyway,
we'll need to listen to that back.
Yeah. So, Carl, you want to go first?
Yes. You should like Tenet.
That's your closest.
That's all I've got. Yeah, that's all I've got.
Hey, I'm willing to rewatch it. I'm willing to go back to it with all this knowledge in my head.
Yeah.
And it's just like Chinatown.
Yeah,
this.
just like Chinatown. This. Yeah.
Yeah. Is that your closest?
Oh yeah. No,
okay,
I mean, like, what we're going to tell you?
Yeah.
Like, you enjoyed it too much.
Yeah. It's funny. So I'm going to temper things a little bit here, right? So I really like this in that it is a rare film that I both appreciate and actually was along for the ride with, right?
Yeah.
And now with After Sun, right? That was very much, I appreciated it, but I just didn't like it. I didn't enjoy it. I didn't like it. So this is quite a rarity. Now, it's not like right at the extreme of the enjoy like thing, but I think that's just down to the type of film that it is, right? Because you kind of it's like a gentle discovery as you go. It's not a rip roaring adventure or anything that you're going to be like all excited about afterwards as such. So I do really like it. Like my needle was not being moved on this one, but it's a strange one. It doesn't really fit with anything else that I've seen recently, where I've gone like, it's one very, very good and very well made, and I can tell why people really like it. But then also, like, I was along for it as well, so it's not pretentious crap. So yeah, I don't know.
I have this problem's not the right way of putting it. It's the easiest one, but I have this problem with reviewing noir films in general, because you watch them and you come out of the other end sort of going, well, what was that all about then? And then, as I do, I log everything I've seen on Letterboxd and I write a review, and you sit down to write it, and it's like, okay, well, what didn't I like about it? Like, nothing really.
Yeah.
It's not. It's not bad, and it's because there's not this obvious sort of. It's not even just happy ending.
Payoff.
Payoff, maybe, but yeah, I don't know. They're just very of a style, and you do go along with them, and you do enjoy them, and then you kind of go like, yeah, okay, well that was that.
I don't know what you mean. I think that's kind of where I'm as well. It's where.
But that's like I
enjoyed the journey.
I don't want that to sound like damning with faint praise though, because like I say, I rewatched this, and I will watch it again pretty soon as well. Really enjoyed it. It's just, you don't get quite the same feeling. They are just of that sort of style. I don't know.
Well, there you go, kids. That is a Movie the Needle recommendation. You should go watch Chinatown if you've not seen it already.
Are we doing that now?
I don't know. I like doing radio voice sometimes.
That's very good. Yeah.
Okay, let's move to the data section, and we'll start off, as always, with our ratings. And we start with perhaps the more shocking of the ratings, Not the rating itself, 8.1 IMDb. Pretty high. But only number 165 in the top 250. Which, I think it should definitely be cracking that top 100 for sure. But,
There's a lot of stuff in that top 100 that we probably would think is shitter than this.
Yeah, I mean, people should just move past the Chaplin and just realise that it's a pile of shit, really. Let's just stop kidding ourselves. Let's go.
Yeah, we don't have to pretend anymore.
No. Letterboxd 4.3, so pretty high. I think the top we've ever seen is 4.4, so it's right up there. Metascore 92, so critics loved it. Not surprising. Carl, you were down at 2.5 when I looked in your Letterboxd originally.
Yeah, what an idiot.
Where are we now?
I mean, I won't update that until after this episode drops because of all the hordes of people
just hanging
that hang on my Letterboxd reviews and ratings. But yeah, it's a 4-star for me, and I think that's only going to grow with each rewatch. Yeah,
I have seen finding out your rating on the top 100 things that ruin this podcast.
Yes, yeah.
It's quite low down, but
yeah, but it's on there. It's just really low down.
So I originally did it at 4.5 on first watch. I think it's still there, but as I've just proven, I've not really said anything I don't like. I've not really come up with any improvements. I don't really know why it's not a 5-star film. It probably should be a 5-star film.
At some point, you'll rewatch it and you'll stop kidding yourself and go.
It just needs a little gentle kick up the arse, doesn't it? Just to get over it. I can't do it. I've already rated E.T. and Jurassic Park 5 stars in the last week. I'll be on a run.
Yeah.
I would. But anyway. Nominations, 11 Oscar nominations, but only a single win for original screenplay, which you won, which is interesting because you said it was based on a book.
I think it's one of those up in the air sort of situations where the book has gone through a few screenwriters and been bought and sold and what have you, because there were accusations of plagiarism for Polanski as well, so it's just got a bit of a muddied history, I think.
Cool. I mean, I'm also thinking, was adapted screenplay a thing back then, or did they just...
I think they just went screenplay.
I don't know. Yeah, I didn't look. It didn't win Best Picture, lost out to Godfather Part 2. There's a common theme here. It also didn't win Best Actor, lost out to Art Carney for Harry and Tonto, so not Al Pacino.
Never heard of it, mate.
No, me neither. Actress Ellen Burstyn. Alice Doesn't Live Here Anymore.
I mean, that one rings a bell, but it'd been ages ago. I've seen it if I have.
Director Coppola for Godfather Part 2. Art direction, Godfather Part 2. Music, Godfather Part 2. And it also lost out on costume, sound, editing, and cinematography to The Towering Inferno. Which, you seen that?
Long time ago.
Yeah, same.
I have, but yeah. Probably actually as a kid. So I really wouldn't have appreciated it on the same level. Lots
of fire.
Yeah.
That was the takeaway. Yeah. Rewatchability, Carl, we've kind of mentioned this already. Where were you on this scale?
Yeah, so I've sort of come at this and I've said yes, but the complications and the sort of dour themes, there's a complicated plot and the dour themes are going to stop you from doing a very yes. But actually, I am going to go up to a very yes because I can't wait to watch it again. I would have watched it again today if I'd have had time.
Yeah, I mean, I said yes, and for different reasons, right? So because I like not knowing exactly what's going to happen, so I was like, oh, you can kind of half forget some of the twists and revelations if you don't watch it straight away. But actually, thinking about it, as you say, you can look at it from different angles when you're not just experiencing it and going through and following what the character's experiencing as well. So actually, it might be a very yes. I mean, likelihood of me actually watching it again.
Well, that's the thing you got to the time, isn't it?
Yeah? It's just prioritising, isn't it? That's it. Best scene, Carl. What have you got for me?
I really like the exchange between him and Escobar, where they're sort of jousting and he ended up saying, "Oh, you must think I'm dumb." And he said, "Well, I don't think about it that often. You give me a day or two, I'll get back to you," and all that sort of jazz.
Yeah, very good.
I really liked that.
So there's a few. So there's the fight scene with Mulvihill where he ties him up in his jacket outside the old people's home and lays into him. I thought, again, that was a bit smart. That's where Emma's comment of
violence is
not as violent as it is nowadays or whatever else.
Why were Why did the people at the old people's home, why did they have beach towels from the Albacore Cup?
Yeah, I don't know.
That's what I'm saying to you, mate. Yeah. Still stuff to unpack there. You'll get there.
I probably won't get there.
Yeah, you'll... Yeah.
I'll read about it, and someone will tell me. The Hall of Records, I enjoyed that little thing with the little shit behind the desk and the coughing over the
little dweeb.
Finding it. Yeah, quite enjoyed that. But it was eating the whole fish or the head of the fish with cross, right? Complete power move.
Yeah,
just little subtle things going on in there.
I'm a tail man myself.
Yes, indeed. Yeah. Who isn't?
Well, you were excited about Miriam Margolyes' head game earlier.
Fair point. What about best quote, Carl?
From the same scene. You must be dumber than you think I think you are. Very good.
Very good. So there's a few I want to call out. So, Are You Alone? Isn't everybody?
Yeah.
There's, well, to tell you the truth, I lied a little. When he was asking how he got there to the water place of death, which I just think is a beautifully written line. It's almost poetic.
Yeah, not overwritten. You see,
it's just very good, and his delivery of it as well. It's just so good in that little Jack Nicholson way that he does it. Very good. But my favourite, I do like a little insulty line. So when he's with Mulvihill and he sees him at the water place, he goes, "Hey, Mulvihill, what are you doing here?" He said, "They shut my water off. What's it to you?" He said, "How'd you find out? You don't drink it. You don't take a bath in it.
Yeah.
Maybe they send you a letter. But then you'd have to be able to read. Yeah. Relax, Mulvihill. Glad to see you." So yeah, just very smart. And he has a few sort of put downs in the movie. And they're not overly written. They feel natural. But
yeah,
you can just.
I've got another honourable mention actually, in a similar sort of vein, which is when Evelyn Mulray says to him, "Hollis seems to think you're an innocent man," and Jake just says, "Well, I've been accused of a lot of things before, Mrs. Mulray, but never that."
Yeah, it's very good.
Great.
And again, it's just quite a poetic thing, isn't it? It's like I've been accused of.
Yeah.
Like, it's just very clever, very clever. Favorite character, Carl?
It's It's Yelburton, isn't it?
Yeah?
Yeah. Like the PI, isn't it? Higgins.
So I was between Paulie from Rocky.
Yeah.
But
you see, you're going for the Rocky connection. It's the same.
I went for Noah Cross.
Yeah, he's a terrific bastard, isn't he?
Yeah.
Real sleazebag.
Excellent. Carl, we move on to Hybrid. Now, I need some help with this one. I reckon we might be able to tag team this one.
All right.
And get there, okay. So, angle I'm coming at, if we're trying to address this film, is you need something in the same kind of time, era kind of thing, and then you need something that's kind of noir-y.
Can I just say I've got one for this film as well?
Okay, go for it.
No. Let's carry on with this.
All right. So, I'm going to struggle because one of the films I'm going to suggest, right, you haven't seen. So, Kiss Kiss Bang Bang. Right. So, that has... I can't tell you because I haven't seen it. It has a similar line of plot, I guess. And it's kind of detective-y, you're kind of finding out things. It's kind of that, clue after clue after clue gets revealed type of thing. Mm-hmm. But then I need something that's 30 set. I couldn't think of 30 set. The only thing I came up with is LA Confidential.
Yeah. Which is in itself a sort of...
In itself is kind of there, so it's kind of not right. I need something else that's there, that's 30 set or something around that thing. So what have you got? Let's see if we can get there together.
So the way I've gone for this, we're doing similar things. I'm trying to pick the components out. So my first film is The Maltese Falcon.
Shit, but I've not seen it.
You haven't seen it?
Yeah.
But that is your classic...
So describe it to me.
Your classic detective, dame goes to hard-boiled detective...
Yep.
With something she wants finding, but she's not quite telling the truth, and she ends up being more mixed up in it than she
sounds
thinks.
Very good. Yep.
And of course, it doesn't quite. There's no happy ending there.
Okay.
Yeah. So I'm boxing off the sort of the noir. And a lot of the plot beats with that. Yeah. Then the other thing I'm thinking, right? What about that overarching story? Because in Maltese Falcon, he's after like an artifact. It's different. There will be blood. Guy. Buying up land around a resource, controlling the money and the power of the politics.
Yeah.
There's our Noah Cross right there, Daniel Day-Lewis.
Yeah.
So I think you put those two together, you've got Chinatown.
It's pretty good. It's pretty good. Yeah, you have the noir thing. When's the Maltese Falcon set? Is that 30?
Well, it's 1941 film. When's it actually set? I think it's around that time.
There Will Be Blood is pre-1900s, is it?
Yeah.
It's 18 something.
Something like that.
Okay, we're getting to that. We've got the elements of it. I mean, it's pretty good. I feel like
1928 is a Maltese Falcon.
Oh, it's close. It's close, but it's got the elements. It's got elements of it. I struggle to say yes because I haven't seen the Maltese Falcon.
It's fine.
As
We've
you've
done this
described
before.
it, it's fine.
We can put another pin in it.
Yeah,
we've got one that we put a pin in, and we still need to find somewhere to list these and display these as well, because I do want to build these into a pyramid at some point.
Yes.
I've got another one.
Okay.
Which is
not this film.
Unconnected.
Yeah.
But it seems remiss for us not to put this one on the list, because I think if you cross Taxi Driver with the King of Comedy, you get Joker. Now that's obviously very overt because it cites those influences very not directly, but it's obvious like where those things are coming from.
Yeah.
But it does take off both of those storylines so very much.
Yeah, I mean it always is literally a hybrid of those two things, right?
Exactly. So I was like, that's low hanging fruit right there that we should.
Yeah. So that was Joker equals
Taxi Driver plus
Taxi
the King of
Driver.
Comedy.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. And I think that's an easy one. Yeah, I like it. And Taxi Driver, you're bound to be able to get some more out of that as well. So you'd be able to come up on the pyramid. You know what I mean?
Yeah, we'd think so. Yeah.
Okay. Good stuff. Our top three then. We're going for top three detective movies. Now, have you gone? Are we excluding policey ones, or are you saying detective is a police detective?
I haven't. I've got some police stuff in there.
Yeah, me too. But only one in the actual top three. But there's a lot in the ones I've just missed out or considered.
Yeah.
That maybe they are policemen, so it doesn't really count. Right. What are your honourable mentions, Carl, that you want to call out?
Honourable mentions: The French Connection.
Yep.
And Jack Reacher.
The Tom Cruise one.
Yeah, the first one, not the second one, because that's hot dog dirt. But Jack Reacher gets a load of criticism because
he's not
Tom Cruise is not
6'5".
But if you watch, and I haven't, I've only seen clips. If you watch the Jack Reacher TV series,
I've seen the first two
that
series.
is so much more tongue in cheek and less menacing than Tom Cruise is in that first Reacher movie.
Yeah, the first series of that show was a lot better than the second series.
Yeah.
So,
and I've not read the books, but I think as an uncompromising hard bastard, I really like Tom Cruise as that Reacher. I think he's great.
So I've named quite a few, right? I found out this is actually quite a genre that I quite like. So Zodiac.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like journalists and things coming like. Have you seen the Zodiac? Are you familiar?
Aware of it, not seen it.
Who Framed Roger Rabbit?
Yes, obviously.
Seven, we've talked about before. It's not right up there for me, but it's obviously very good. High and Low. I want to say Japanese. This was part of the top 100. It's very well regarded, and it was very, very good. Sin City. Enjoyed Sin City a lot.
Yeah, good shout. The first one. Not the second one, because that's hot dog dirt.
Dame to Kill For. Yes, indeed. Memento.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
The Departed. I think it's kind of cheating because that is kind of cops and stuff.
It's also shit. Oh, wait, this is your list. Sorry.
Have you seen Brick?
No.
Oh, you should see Brick. It's, what's his face? Oh, Christ. Joseph Gordon-Levitt. He's kind of in like high school and he's kind of like solving the mystery of a brick of heroin. And it's directed by Ryan Johnson. Well worth a watch. But it doesn't make the list. And then The Nice Guys, which I think we might talk about in a future episode.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure you don't like that. Yeah. And I need to rewatch it. But I remember liking that. But my top three starts with number 3, Knives Out.
Yeah.
Like Knives Out. Big fan of it.
I do quite like Knives Out. Not the second one, because that's hot dog. No, it's
and
not.
I know it's more of a
that far,
I know it's more of a whodunit than a detective story, but has a detective doing the thing. So
it's fun. It's Knives Out. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know if I put it that high. So I'll straight away, there is an omission in my top 3, and it's this film.
Oh. So you're doing a just missed out again. Okay, go.
Well, no, so this is the thing. Like, when I initially wrote this list, I was prepping. Because we started doing these notes like a couple of weeks ago. And I put these films and I was like, this won't come in. And I was like, I watched it. I was like, it might come in. And then I watched it again. I was like, it should come in. But no, I don't know where yet. So I've just left it out. Which doesn't really make sense because I think I probably do like it better than at least 2 of the films on this list.
Yeah, that's a good point. I always forget to include the film that I'm talking about in these top 3s. Because Chinatown should definitely be in this top 3.
Yeah.
I've kind of forgotten about the film that we were talking about.
Yeah. So I'm not sure. So my number 3 is Death on the Nile.
The new...
No, the Peter Ustinov one, yeah.
Okay.
Which is a very traditional detective story. And then I'm afraid I've gone with 2 police ones after that.
Okay, what's your number 2?
Number 2 is Seven. Seven.
Okay, Seven.
Seven,
Yep. So I've gone for LA Confidential, which again, policey.
Yeah.
They are detectives, you know.
They are detectives,
It's true.
But that's my number 1 is LA Confidential.
My number 1 is Kiss Kiss Bang Bang. I love that film. I love it so much. I will love it a lot more than you like it, for sure.
All right.
You're watching. I don't get it. Why are you liking this so much? It's fine.
Well, probably not. I'll probably go, I know why you like this so much, you fucking simpleton. Something along those lines, right?
That's true. Actually.
Yeah.
The only gap that I highlighted was Maltese Falcon.
Yeah, you should watch that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Directed by
John Huston.
Yes. Have you already said that today?
No, we didn't actually.
Oh, excellent. And definitely not Vertigo. Didn't like Vertigo. Hitchcock.
I can't remember. I've seen it, but a long time ago.
Didn't like it. But there we go.
Yeah, I don't know why you're not talking anymore, because that's not the end of this section.
Oh, the Movie Needle Classics collection. I thought it was a new section. I got confused. This was just continuing.
Simon, just even so, you'd still have to do the outro and wrap us up.
No. I thought we were doing a... Did
we do that? I don't think we do that.
No, I don't think we do. I think I'm wrong. I've done it... See, in my notes, I've got the Movie Needle Classics collection in Title 1, you know.
Right.
It shouldn't be.
That's good. Right, so classics.
Oh, yeah. So, just a quick reminder. Needs to have stamina, needs to have girth, needs to have penetration.
Yep.
Listen back to the older episodes if you want to understand the dick relations and how we've loosely fitted it to this. So far, a quick recap. Apocalypse Now, Star Wars, Jaws, The Godfather, Jurassic Park, Back to the Future, Predator, Toy Story, and The Matrix. They're in. They're locked in. They can't be taken away.
No.
Carl?
Okay.
What's your submission? Actually, no. Do you want to do Johnny's submissions first?
Yeah. Should we do the listener suggestions?
Yes.
And actually, he also reminded me, and I should have mentioned this on quotes. Whatever you desire, still out there for people to guess. So whatever you desire,
so if you
know what film that's from,
kids,
let us know.
Throw in your suggestion. Wrong answers are also acceptable.
Any answer.
I've still not Googled it. Are you proud of me?
Yeah, I'm proud of you. Don't Google it. Okay, so listener suggestions. First one from Johnny.
Let me
The
judge
Exorcist.
Carl.
Is that yours?
I've not seen it.
You've not seen it? All right,
No.
Okay.
So I struggle to be able to judge on it. And it's one of those big omissions, right? The Exorcist I really should have watched. It's bad. I should watch it.
And so I initially poo-pooed him on this because I was like, that's a cult classic. He made the point that
I think
it was pulled from cinemas.
Yeah. I think it has penetrated the zeitgeist in the head-turny vomiting thing.
Yeah. Well, this is the thing. It's like, for it to be pulled from cinemas, it must have had an impact. Otherwise, they wouldn't have needed to pull it from cinemas.
I'd say it's likely that that probably is a classic, but I'm unwilling to put it in without seeing it.
Okay, I think that's fair enough. I think he could be right. We'll put a pin in that one. All right, he's got 3 more.
Okay.
A Few Good Men.
Ooh, interesting. Interesting. Yeah. Do you want the truth?
Oh, for God's sake. I don't know. I don't think there's a riposte there, is there? Is there a riposte there? Or does he just go straight
you can't
into
handle the truth.
You can't handle the truth, yeah.
You want the truth? You can't handle the truth. Anyway, it doesn't matter. I don't know. What do you think about this one? I don't think it's...
Well, that scene is iconic.
Yes. The rest of...
Yeah, that's the thing, isn't it?
See, I don't think it quite makes it. I would say no.
I think I'm inclined to agree. I think we're falling just short there.
Yes, classic scene. I struggle to remember a lot of the rest of the film.
That's the thing. Yeah.
Okay.
Now, I think I know where you stand on this one, but I can kind of argue for this one a little bit.
Okay.
Braveheart.
I think I need to rewatch it. I mean, it is definitely penetrated.
Yeah, hugely popular.
Definitely got that.
I know you said there was some revision of it because it won the Oscars. Personally, I think that's got so much more to do with Mel Gibson cancelling himself than it has to do with the actual film, because I think
it's
that
got
stands
broad
up as a
appeal.
fine. Definitely broad.
It's got the broad appeal. Has it stood the test of time? Yes.
I mean, I was pleasantly surprised by it when I rewatched it.
I would say probably. Right. I think probably it does meet the criteria. I've not watched it for about 20 years.
Yeah, I think that one should go in. I think that is ticking all the boxes of penetrating. Well, it's the longevity one. That would be the only thing where you go, do people still sort of watch it? Does it still hold up? I mean, I watched it and it held up. But yeah, maybe you need to rewatch it. I don't know.
Can we need like a waiting list.
Yeah.
I think we need to generate a waiting list where you go like, okay, well, I have to rewatch these or watch it for the first time, and then we can judge it.
Yeah.
We're making this quite hard work.
We are. Right. Okay. Well, that's two we've got a pin in. Right.
Yeah.
The Exorcist and Braveheart, maybes. A Few Good Men, no, that's out. Now, this last one, he suggested Mission Impossible.
The first Mission Impossible.
Yeah. I'll tell you why I don't think this goes in.
I don't think it's the best Mission Impossible.
Well, here's the thing. I think you can make a case for saying it is the best Mission Impossible. I really like it. But it is not completely, but quite different in tone from all the sequels that follow. They definitely go more after the overblown, big, set-piece driven things, which is what the Mission Impossible franchise has become. And that is enduringly popular. They're making phenomenal amounts of money at the box office. But I'm not sure that that's because of that first one. And that's the one that people keep going back to.
It's very good. I mean, obviously got the dangling
iconic scene, to be
definitely
fair.
penetrated. That has been parodied lots and involved in it. Broad appeal. Yeah, I mean,
the franchise has that one.
But the fact as well that it's built on a TV show that already had a little bit of that.
Yeah,
in terms of
audience.
This will self-destruct and all of that side of things, right?
Yeah.
How much is that down to the movie? How much is that down to the TV series? And it's just kind of ingrained in people's thing as well. Oh, Johnny, these are tricky ones. They're not.
It's a good suggestion, but I think the franchise is more popular than that movie.
Yeah,
which is the opposite for what I would say for something like Jurassic Park, right? Jurassic Park is making tons of money.
All the other movies are living off that one.
Absolutely. Yeah, and that's not the case for Mission Impossible.
Yeah. Johnny, brilliant suggestions. I like them.
We've got two maybes.
They're going on the waiting list. Once we rewatch, we can revisit.
Who's the we? You're the hold-up with both of these.
I will watch at some point. It'd be much easier if Carl had to rewatch because he just cracked through 16 films in a week.
It's not a week, it's 2 weeks.
As far as the listeners know, it's a week.
Yeah.
Okay, Carl, have you got any that you want to put forward today?
I've got two, right?
Mm-hmm.
So one, I'm righting a wrong from our Hook episode.
Okay.
Because we mentioned Robin Williams and we said, are there any on his list that we think might make it? And we said no. And actually, I think that's a load of rubbish because I think Good Will Hunting, I looked at the box office, that performed admirably. Everybody loves that film, anybody who's seen it.
Yeah.
I think that should absolutely be in there, Good Will Hunting.
Does it have the scenes, the lines, the characters that have penetrated the...
Well, I mean, there's the big one, isn't it? It's not your fault.
It's not your fault, yeah.
Your Good Will Hunting.
Is that, and everyone knows that, or is that just a...
I think enough people know it that we can go, yes, you should have watched Good Will Hunting.
Yeah? How do you like them apples?
Yeah. Can you imagine if it had said, I don't like apples? Because the precursor to that, don't you? Hey, do you like apples? And imagine if it had gone,
nah.
No. So, never mind then. Instead of, I got a number. How do you like them apples?
Look, it's clearly a very good film. It's, as I say, popular. It's well regarded. Yeah. I wouldn't fight it, for sure.
Oh, yeah, right. Good. It's in.
Hey, we get to submit on.
Good Will Hunting.
All right. Here we go. Nice, easy one for you. Pulp Fiction.
That was my backup.
Yeah. Yeah?
Yeah, Pulp Fiction's in. Pulp Fiction's in.
Pulp Fiction is in. So we got 2 admissions into...
Well, hang on, because that
What?
That isn't actually my suggestion for this week. I was merely just righting wrongs from previous podcasts.
You can't do this. You've already suggested 3
It's our
4
podcast. I can do what we like. Right.
All right. So Pulp Fiction in. Right. Okay, fine.
Pulp Fiction's in.
And
Good Will
also
Hunting's in.
Good Will Hunting in. But
Here's another
that's
one.
not your suggestion.
No,
That's,
my suggestion
even though it came from your...
is a film that I watched this week.
Really?
Yeah.
Did you watch this?
Scarface. Say hello to my little friend.
Say to my friend, yeah.
Tony
Pile of
Montana,
coke,
an
yeah,
iconic
Tony
villain.
Montana thing,
You've got
yeah.
a classic montage scene.
Yeah,
Take it to the limit.
Oh, yeah.
No one left to stand
Just
in
reminds
your
me of the Grand Theft Auto.
And then I've got inspired a whole version of one of the most popular games of all time in GTA 3
So good as
to become
well.
GTA
So
Vice City.
good. So good.
Like a whole somebody, right, has taken GTA 3 and gone, well, that's done well. Do you know what this needs?
Scarface.
A Scarface version.
Yes.
That's what this needs.
Just the radio station on that whole game was just fantastic.
Yeah. She's on fire.
Yeah. Just maybe. I mean, fuck it. Yeah, why not? Yeah, 100%. Go for it. It's
There we
in.
go.
Scarface in. Pulp Fiction in. Good Will Hunting in. 3 admissions
2 maybes as well, 2 maybes.
and 2 maybes, which I'll get to. So The Exorcist and what's the other one I got to watch? I forgot already.
I'm glad to see it's made an impression. Braveheart.
Braveheart, of course. Yeah. Cool. All right, Carl, you got anything else?
Nope.
All right, then that's all we've got. So if we move the needle for you, or even if we didn't, please do rate us, follow, subscribe, and give us a 5-star review wherever you are listening. It really does threaten the algorithm and get us out to a larger, more nosy audience. Our Bluesky, Instagram, and Twitter is MTN MoviePod. Our YouTube channel is at Movie the Needle, and you can also find our page on Facebook and some occasional TikToks at movie.the.needle. All details are in the show description, so please do follow, comment wherever you are. So from me and Carl, it's goodbye.
Goodbye.
Now, I've been neglecting my family recently, so I'm off to call my brother. My son. My brother, my son. My brother and my son.
Have you committed incest?
Goodbye.